ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bang, bang.
Okay, that was different. I was in a ooh ah ah ting tang walla walla bang bang kind of mood today. Hi, what's up, everyone? Happy Tuesday. It's been a while. I think I was last on here Thursday before the big event weekend. Yeah, no, I would suggest not putting that on your seductive sexy time mixtapes. But there's someone out there, I'm sure. There's a song for everyone. A couple, there's a song for every couple. And I'm sure somewhere out there at one time there was that song. Whatever does it for you. I mean, whatever you do, behind closed doors, whatever you want to jam to, go right ahead. We will not judge you here at the Jeff B channel. Um, I do have some off camera and off panel guests that will help me out throughout this live stream, hopefully, if everything works out well. You will hear them, you will recognize them, and it's all done in fun. Please don't cry. I don't speak tears. I'm glad to see that Conklin and Saint Darren, is he a saint though? I don't know. I need certification. We need we need receipts. I want to believe, but then again, I've been duped before. Um, Man, it was a busy weekend. I hope everyone had a very safe and finger 10 finger weekend. You still have your 10 fingers. Hey Kathy, what's up? It was a good weekend. It was really relaxing. We didn't go anywhere to see fireworks. Stayed home Friday and watched them on TV from downtown. They broadcast them simulcast. Let's see what else. Lots of food. Still lots of leftovers. Yes, definitely a certificate of authenticity. Oh, cool. Excellent. He's going to the Vatican. It's kind of like going to the chapel, but it's like a bigger chapel. Oh, let's see. So I'm just going to skip right to it since Kathy's in here. Um, I was unaware that anyone went live yesterday until someone messaged me and said, "What's wrong with her?" And I said, "Who?" And they're like, "Dory." I said, "The same, the usual. It is what she is. I mean, she's purposeful and intentful in things she does." Like, why? Well, she went after you. I said, "Me? I haven't even been around." That old excuse. Everybody remember hearing that excuse? I ain't been around. Like 5 days doesn't give you like clearance. And she went at Kathy. I'm like, oh no, Kathy was in there. Then I started being concerned for Kathy. Like, why? What's wrong with Kathy? Is she okay? And then, so I said, well, no, I haven't listened, but let me go listen now. Holy shit. Wow. I hope I don't get to like that in another 18 years. Man, mm-mm. I got to talk to my doctor. Like whatever I need to start now, whatever brain cognitive like medicine or exercise I can do now, not to be like that. Like just spastic crayon mean. Hey, Wingstar, what's up? Kathy says she asked her a question. To be fair, she brought it up. Well, I think it was nasty and mean.
Just saying.
So, oh, she was going to Black Eagle too. Who doesn't? You know what I'm saying?
Hey y'all, little old Black Eagle here.
Yeah, thanks for joining. So yeah, I listened to it and I was like, wow, such such bravery. Such bravery. I don't think she left anyone unscarred. I think I think she I think she hit upon every hell, we even had to resurrect Samara from the YouTube graveyard. Um Samara hasn't been around. She hates me. I'm just putting that out there to get her attention. Like some people do, Dory. But yeah, I mean we brought up well, she brought up, we didn't bring up shit because I wasn't there, but now then I was like, oh, look at that. Could have made a bingo card out of all the people she talked about. Okay, Kathy says, I thought it was funny. I believe that if you talk about people, you should be able to take the comeback. She couldn't. Yeah, the whole groomer comment. I mean, she knows what she was doing. She was doing double speak, which she does most of the time anyway. But I was like, wow, listen to this. This is just mean spirited. I'm miserable in my life, and y'all shall be miserable too. Type speak. It was a very hey, lady scrapper. Good morning. It was very miserable sounding. Like, okay, Dory, I know you're listening. At some point, you'll listen to this because you say you do. If you want people to like you and talk to you, just ask them, can you come talk to me? Would you like to hang out with me? And then don't insult them while they're there. If you want, I wouldn't say friends. If you want to have company, if you want people to chat with you, just say, hey, you know what? I'd really like some people to come in here and chat with me. I promise not to be as abrasive as sandpaper or as irritating as, you know, crotch crotch rot, but I really want people just to come in here and be present. That's all you have to really say. Well, that Kathy, that's what she wants to be I mean, obnoxious is the goal because obnoxious brings attention to her. Kind of like now, but I like to have fun with it. And I've always told people fucking elder abuse. Holy shit. Does everyone have a protective class except for white men of a certain age? I mean, we have women, we have minorities, we have gay people, we have people with special needs, we have old people, we have young people. There's this middle ground somewhere, if you're noticing, that there's not really a protection class clause for. And in the name of equality, I would like one. Oh, I know one. I have to put up with all the other groups. Can I be protected? Because I have to put up with all the other groups that are protected? That seems fair. Elder abuse, Jesus. Like what she was doing to that old man fishing guy, whatever. See, at the beginning, when I started going over to Dory's, I thought I saw something in her that was important. and I thought I saw her wanting to be honest with people. But now I see that it's fun and it's gameful to her. Like she likes to gamify the whole situation. So not really a not really a blip on the radar anymore.
I'm just saying.
So I yeah, small taste of which yeah, I know. I don't think people learn at that age. I think there's a part of your life as you get older that you can learn up to and remedy situations. And then I think at the end tail end of your life, it's regret. Like there's some people have a lot of regrets. Why did Dory attack pumpkins? That is still Wingstar. I would go to the source whenever she's allowed to not whisper at a public place or at home and ask her. Um, Attacking pumpkins. Look, every time that we carve pumpkins, I always ask permission first. Well, carve pumpkins for jack o' lanterns. You cannot carve a jack o' lantern. That's destruction. That's murder, homicide, pumpkin side or whatever, pumpkin cider. Um, but we always ask permission of the pumpkin before we, cut triangle holes in it and cut out the myriad of designs we have. Well, Wingstar, that's because you're friends with Carrie. Pumpkin Lives. Yeah, that's right. Pumpkin Lives. Oh, there she is. Look, everyone. You know who it is.
Hey y'all, little old Black Eagle here.
All right. Wingstar, it is very. See, I always ask permission before I cut a carrot up. Carrots have brains. They know they know they know what you're doing to them before you do it. Last time I ripped a tomato off the vine, I heard it scream, and I was like, "Oh no, I feel so bad, but I'm hungry." Yes, it's very good biblical reference. Yes, decent talking to Jesus in his face. Backstabbers. Oh, again here. Um, so much to catch up on. Not really, not a lot. But Dory is Dory, and just if it does bother you what she says, which I don't think it bothers many people, I think it's entertainment in some weird fashion. Um, it's just a sign for me that I don't want to. I'm going to ask my doctor, how could I not be this? But just remember that if it brings you joy to listen to her and it brings you some kind of entertainment, if it leaves you in a positive, light, then fine. But if she gets annoying to you, or you think she's cruel and she's giving unusual punishment to people that used to be really good to her, then just accept it as it's not something that's good for you, it's toxic, and just walk away. Wingstar, the pumpkin army will rise and protect you this fall. Familiarity. Well, that's too. You got to come up with something a little bit more snappier than that. Familiarity. Watching. You know how that's going to be butchered. Same game. How about we just call it same game? Oh, that that took me up. Excuse me. Eventually, she'll waddle out of the algorithm. Waddle, waddle, waddle on through. I was hoping she'd be able to come up and not come up. She doesn't come up on my panels because I'm a groomer. But also, did you know that all of you are on drugs? All of my regular listeners and what people call followers, which is ridiculous. She says that you're on drugs. Here's what I have to say about that. In defense of my friends and people that are on medication, some people need it. I don't think any of my friends take medication they're not supposed to, and they have good reasons for taking it. And on the opposite side of the coin, maybe some people need medication and aren't taking it. Sorry. You know, I'm not trying to accuse you of anything.
I'm just saying.
So I know, where's the good drugs at? That damn autocorrect. She's part yeah, I have. Well, this came up many years ago. I think in the 80s this came up. So in our city, a lot of my neighbors, my mom included, my next door neighbor, they had something called the block watch program. Basically like keep an eye out for your neighbors. Shit you're supposed to do naturally, but you need an organization to help you do it. And they were deciding what to call it. It was like the neighborhood block watch. They wanted the community block watch program. And someone brought up the point, very articulate woman who ended up running for some office and won. But she brought up the point that it's not a community. Not everyone is in the community, but they are in the neighborhood. So some people don't want to be part of any groups. They don't want to be a part of any of the goings on in the community. They just want to be part of a neighborhood because that's where they live. So, Lily's here. Where? There she is. Okay. So I would say she's part of the neighborhood, but would you invite her to a block party? Think of it that way. Like, who would you invite over for a dinner, for a neighborly community dinner? You know, just think of people that way. Like we had a lot of community potlucks, but not everyone showed up because not everyone felt they were part of the community. Yeah, I noticed that. I did I did chuckle at this because I was like, "Oh, is she actually doing it?" Yeah, she actually is doing it. We're talking about Dory Glowy. Dory. I found Dory. I don't know what their accent came from. You know who I'm talking
I'm
about.
just saying.
She's gonna because here's her excuse. She said because you did it when you were modding over there, you would block the person with delete all their comments, and then you would unblock them. So I'm going to do the same to you, but I'm just going to do it one at a time. And I'm like, she puts a lot of thought into this YouTubing. Like most of this shit comes natural for me. I'm like multitasking, all that. And I'm like, I don't even think about like what to do. Like, you know, it just muscle memory reaction, right? Oh, Charlie, it's great. How you doing? It was great. It would probably been better live if I'd have been able to participate. But here, I'm part of the replay crew this time. But I did watch Dory. You got a view. Yeah, she was very busy. She had an agenda. It was like that Sonny Came Home song had a list of names. She had a list of names last night. She did say I could take care of myself though. It's very weird with her, and I've noticed this with certain people. I think when she realizes maybe she's gone too far with certain people, she tries to backtrack into good graces mode. Like she'll stab you, stab you, stab you, and oh hi, this person really does this really well, or they can take care of themselves. They don't need, and then stab you, stab you, stab you. Schindler's List. Oh boy, Wingstar. Oh boy. I always get that guy confused with the elevator guy. No idea why. Schindler's List. There you go. There's always one in a group. That movie pops up in conversations it has no business popping up in for some reason. I don't know. I've never made it through the whole thing. It's boring as hell. I can't watch it. I just instantly fall asleep. Well, that's true. You are odd. Um, she's an odd duck. Black Eagle, I think. Just remember my theory with most people is they're seeking some sort of attention. Now, people have problems with that, but it's the baseline of why most of us are here. We want to be known or seen or heard. We want to bring attention to what we are passionate about or how we feel about things, our opinions. There's some sort of reason we're here on a public forum. Not all the time. I mean, it's not a 24/7 constant, but I think Dory does like the attention because honestly, I mean, she's admitted to it in her voice, not in her words, but in her voice, that she isn't where she wants to be. And I think that's emotionally. You are a member of this community, Kathy. I'm going to hand out cards later, laminated, unlike the Social Security Administration. But I think she wants a lot of your attention. I mean, she definitely loves to fight with Black Eagle. She wants Dana's attention for certain justification reasons. Um, she top tier, Kathy, top tier mood. I need a top tier. I need a top tier sound. I'll have to find one. Every time someone comes in, I want to automatically playing top tier. She is abrasive because she knows that it brings attention to her. If she was just honest, like most people should be here, if she was just honest and say, "Hey, I want you guys to hang out with me." Yeah, that's true, Black Eagle. The pinnacle of socializing is YouTube, social media, the internet. Well, she knows whose buttons to push when and where. She does, and she wants, like I'm just recapping. I'm not actually commenting too much on like what she said, piece by piece, but just overlapping what most of you are saying in the chat. She is definitely looking for somebody to talk to. She does. See, the thing is, she does. Will she, Charlie? Maybe. I was gonna go live and Jeff went live over me. No, I didn't go live over you. She does have people, but people can feel lonely in a crowd of people if they're not seen for what they want to be seen for, if they're not included, if they're not part of something. Yeah, you were nice, Kathy. You even laughed, you even chuckled. Yeah. I think Charlie should take her in and help her get her life back together. Just kidding. We're not life coaching here. And if you're that kind of person that wants to open up your fortress of your heart and see Dory for all that she is, not just the cut and dry pieces that she wants to curate out. She wants to be the elder abused victim. No one's a victim here, she said, I think.
Hey y'all, little old Black Eagle here.
I like that. I haven't even cut that yet. I just raw dogged it right into the audio portion. Shun her. She's a rotting peach. Wow. Did I use that recently? Did I see that somewhere? It's not the first time. It seems familiar to me. Sorry, Darren. Clip that. Wait till I find a pish posh. See, when I take time off, I'm doing things. I'm doing the creator's work. Not creator as in God, like Yeah, never mind. Wait, what? Oh no, Pepper's here. I gotta be good. Nah, never mind. I haven't. Well, this is the first time I've been live since I found out. Um, uh, so some of you know Simon Says. No, Simon Says. OG. Um, I found out the night of the 4th. So at some point over the weekend, I found out that he had passed away, and I'm sure there's been many posts throughout the communities um, mentioning it. I shared one out, I think that night, um, and I'm sure at some point there will be live streams or videos done. So if you knew him, one of the good ones, we lost one of the good ones, and if you didn't know him, well, you missed out. But yeah, so the real life hits, and unlike Miller, who Miller said that I finally realized that I'm not funny, and that going live was a waste of my life because I took like 5 days off or 4 days off or something. I'm back. Um, yeah, Pepper, he's a good guy. Wonder what that would look like. What would that look? What are you talking about? That is that a zipper in your mouth? your me impression. Well, we'll hear at some point. You're so competitive, Black Eagle. You get really sensitive. Little Black Eagle. Here, guys. Charlie would like to hear that. Relax. Okay, Frankie. That's a reference, everyone. Go to the 80s. Relax. Who's not relaxed? Who's not relaxed? I'm more relaxed than you are. I slept really good last night. I slept 8 hours. You know how rare that is? And when I get a lot of sleep, it's fired up. Got a lot of shit done early this morning. Black Eagle here, everyone. Hey, my better ones. I don't mean to do it to be hateful.
I'm just saying.
I just do it because it's fun to me. Pink was great. Where is she? Has she rage quitted from my channel yet? Is she still subscribed? I need to see all my subscribers. YouTube, make this happen. I want to be able to see everyone who subscribes to me. I think I have the right to know that. Sorry, D's here. Remember, if you're hateful, you're just showing the world what's inside of you. Where is Pink at? Pink, where are you? Every time I see Black Eagle Pepper, I think of a bird landing on a boat and pushing a lever forward and docking the boat. But I'm not allowed to show it. Unlike Dory, she won't take me to court, but what was the court thing about? That was so weird that Dory said something about taking people to court. I laughed. My turn. It's your turn. Oh, Black Eagle. Hey, everybody. Oh, Black Eagle here. Out here walking the pooch. Yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, she is silly. She's such a silly girl. Where you at, Dory? You silly. Um, we have a lawyer in the chat, or something, whatever she said. Oh man, I don't know. I think Kathy and Black Eagle are like the designated survivors of the I Found Dory program. And you know, you think Dory is live? Let's go see. Oh shit, she is. There's 8 watching. I won't broadcast it. That would be cruel. I wouldn't do that. Only bad people do it. Miller says I have white privilege. Again, what privilege do I have? Miller, why don't you come over here and we can have a discussion about white privilege, and I will explain to you that it's not as cut and dry as you have. Also explain to your people, you know, of Mexican descent, of Spanish descent, whatever, Basque or whatever you call yourself. Explain to them how many of them cannot go to the resort 4 days a week every week. Where's there's a Jedi Miller privilege there, I think. No, Jedi's not banned here. He will never face me. Last time he did that on panel, last time he did that on a live stream, um, he got shut down mainly by his own words. He was so drunk. People have to drink to talk to me, I guess. I don't know. He got so shut down. Everyone was laughing at him. He was slurring his words. Sounded like a complete idiot. And yeah, he comes over here and he listens. Then he'll do this video. Guys, Jeff was watching my videos and playing them. I get paid to be, yeah. He won't. He's non-alpha. He's the anti-alpha because an alpha would come in here and say, "Hey, I think you have white privilege," and I would say, "Okay, explain that to me. What in my life gives you any reason to believe that I have some special privilege that?" I mean, I just explained to you that I'm in probably a less protected class than most people. I'm not a woman. I'm not a minority. I don't have special needs. I'm not LGBTQ plus. Um, what's what's my slot in life here? Big old Jeff on the internet. Because he doesn't understand this. He understands father figures. He understands power and money and greed and the selfish characteristics of humanity, but he does not understand actual Americans in this country. He's very isolated. He goes to a resort, which is an isolated situation. It's a security blanket. He's never really gone out and been with Americans. Like he's never traveled as much. He's too worried about the past to move through the future to see how his country, that he claims it's his country, conveniently when it's all about bombing children or taking advantage of, you know, other people, yet he can't identify what an American is. Hi, Evelyn. Good morning, by the way. So he will always hate. He always has hate. He's more of a Sith. He's a Sithy. I know. Ah, yes, finally a title that I can make a label for. He doesn't fly, yes, and he doesn't have to. I've flown once and I don't think it's a requirement to see other cultures. Lady Scrappers, both of you are driving? Nah, it's going to be complicated. I'll try better, Pepper. I'm sorry. He's still listening. I find it funny that he's listening too. That's cute. Apparently for you women listening. Miller says that I'm using my manipulation skills on the weak women over there. He thinks you're weak. I did see where Miller posted a picture of his girlfriend recently. So go over to his page and check that out. Yeah, Charlie, that's a good place actually. If you actually go out of your comfort zone. Oh, I'm in charge. Okay. Now, Miller, do your apology tour of all the women in here, like Charlie. You just called her weak because she's in here. Uncomfortable. Is she watching me? Is she playing me, watching him, watching her? Touching? Never mind, no touching. Ugh. I saw that door. I haven't watched it yet. I saw that and I was like, uh-oh. He's not gonna like that another woman coming at him. She's way older. A poncho and a six gun holster. Ooh, a poncho, yeah. Yes, just don't ask for more than 6 dildos. And other than that, you could just be. And I did hear something. I gotta ask. Let's just do a real old fashioned Google search. Is vegan diets bad for diabetics? Not Dianetics, diabetics. Plant based diets are highly effective for preventing and treating diabetes. They consistently improve glycemic control, lower HbA1c levels, increase insulin sensitivity, and can sometimes allow patients to reduce or eliminate diabetes medication. Huh. Now, with any diet and with any kind of lifestyle change, the correct foods at the correct time in the correct portions, there's some thinking that has to go involved with that. But yes, it has been shown scientifically by actual doctors, not just Princeton dropouts, that a well suited, formulated vegan diet can help with diabetes. So, sorry. Yeah, Texas is very hot. That would be hilarious, actually. Nah, probably not for the vehicle. That poor vehicle would be torn in half. No, I know a back way. Yeah, that'd be funny though. I've heard some bad things about those Waymo cars lately. Pie has flour and fruit. I don't perpetuate any kind of thinking, knowledge of veganism. Um, I feel that's an individual private choice, not something that you know people need to only do for themselves, not for others. I have rarely fallen asleep in a car. I'm usually watching people if I'm not driving, and I'm also watching people when I'm driving. We play this very low key game called WTF. What the fuck is that? Um, we see some weird shit, especially when you're out of your area and you see how other people exist on planet Earth. It's kind of entertaining. You're like, wow, look at that outfit. Look at that. Look how they drive. Look at that 90-foot dinosaur in the middle of the forest. Like weird shit that you see on the roads. It's crazy. Dari D, what are you laughing at? I don't make people laugh over here. Come on. Oh, now Pepper wants to bring up good pie crust, the real good pie crust. Yeah, we want thin, shitty pie crust. Yeah, I always kind of glance over at other people's cars and just see what's going on. Like one guy was actually talking with both hands, so I assumed he was steering with his knee, but who knows? That explains. You may be brought in for questioning on a few situations. There was a good like 7-year period where I was driving back and forth a certain route, and I'd leave at like close to midnight. So I'd be driving for the next hour. I'd be driving, and there's a certain portion of the freeway where you're coming in from like the rural country version of Ohio into kind of like the suburban area, less rural as they call it. And I can never remember that part of the drive. First time I did, I freaked out because I like woke up and I'm like, oh, well, I'm almost in town. Like I'm almost at the outer belt. Where was I? Like I don't remember like seeing anything spectacular or like being, I don't think I fell asleep. I just think it was so boring that I couldn't do. I think the first time I came home and I checked the car to make sure I hadn't dinged anything. Forgot to put that up. There it is. Aren't you letting me do anything? There we go. Dory's having a silent stream. Okay. It's probably the best ones. Is she broadcasting from a live location? It's undisclosed. Should I whisper? Hi guys, it's me. I'm waiting for the coast to be clear so I can broadcast. Shh. Don't tell Black Eagle. Like I like good natured ribbing. Sounds like an old commercial I used to listen to. Like back and forth ribbing, people. That's fine when it's like proportional and it's like in the spirit of like jesting and joking, whatever. But oh God, it's Dolly. I mean, hi Dolly, how are you
I'm
doing?
just saying.
What? Yeah, roasting someone's funny. Roasting, like, but see, when people are getting roasted, they they join in laughter, even if it's uncomfortable. They still laugh because they know. Hang on a minute. Support columns partially collapsed during construction of the former Pfizer headquarters in Manhattan. Okay, so if you're near there, Kathy, shit's falling. Roasting is fun. I like celebrity roasts. I like to watch them. It's a little uncomfortable, but they expect it. Uh-oh, we've got a guest, everyone.
Hi. What happened in Manhattan? I'm not. I work from home
Oh, so the
now.
columns from the construction of the former Pfizer headquarters in Manhattan are buckling.
Oh, fuck. We had. Oh, God. He was so quiet a second ago. This puppyhood is lasting so much longer than I thought.
Yep.
I'll get down if he continues because it drives me crazy. So it must be driving everybody who's listening to me crazy.
I just figure he's trying to get his 2 cents in.
Oh my God!
It's still more entertaining than Dory's
Just
stream.
like his owner. I swear to God, he's been quiet all morning. Let me get down and see if I can get him to do something. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Give him a treat or something.
that works sometimes. And Finbar's like, look, I have things to tell you all, and you must listen. John Lang Lermigil. Oh, that's weird because anytime anyone here from here works at home, Karma is like, let's say like right hand on the mouse working. She comes up and nudges your arm off of it, like, okay, break time, play, or break time. I want to go for a walk or whatever. She's so weird about people being at desks and having, doing something. She also doesn't like sunglasses or hats. If you wear sunglasses and hats, you're gonna get barked at. Whether you're me, my son, other people she knows, she'll just she wants certain things. And just Black Murray. Hello, Black Eagle. Black Eagle, do you want to come up? I know that you guys weren't allowed to come up yesterday. You were silenced, intentionally silenced. Really, Charlie? They must be really dependent on like eye contact, like actual eye contact. They don't understand sunglasses. Like with my glasses on, she can see that she can see my eyes, but if they're tinted like the transition ones that I have, if they're going completely dark, she hates it. And if you go to the dog park and she sees someone with a hat and sunglasses and a cell phone in their hand, she goes up and barks at him 3 times. And I noticed that like she did it like to 3 different men at the park one day, and I'm like, only guys with hats, sunglasses, and cell phones in their hand. Weird. Very strange. I don't think it's women as much. She doesn't really bark at women unless they're completely goofy acting. She's returned.
Yeah, peanut butter is a wonderful thing.
Yes, it is.
Give me a couple minutes or leave. I'm not trying to start a fight with anybody. I just wanted to give. All right. I don't understand why people think they can criticize others, but when they get it back, they cry. That's what I don't get. If you can't take it, don't give it. It's a very simple thing. I mean, if you don't want, I don't get it. It's like you're the victim after you've commented on somebody, you don't like what they did, you don't want, you feel, oh, it's public, it's a live stream, I can make a comment. It's like, fine, you made it, but you're gonna get it back. And when you get it back, you start crying. And I don't get it. I don't get that. I just don't understand it. And that's just not the way it is. And so I just wanted to ask a question with Dory. I'm not trying to attack her. I don't want to get into a war with her. I don't want to get into a fight with her. She wants the attention. Fine. I made a comment about it. I asked her a question. She couldn't answer it, which I knew she couldn't because I just asked for proof. I think if somebody makes an allegation about a groomer, it's serious. And simply because you said it doesn't mean it's not serious. It's a term. It has a meaning. The meaning is pretty obvious. It's obnoxious at the least. And she did what I expected her to do. She caved, right? She caved. She started getting rid of my comments, which is like something horrible for her. If everybody else does it to her, it's horrible. But when she does it to somebody else, it's not, right? So and that was just a small taste of what, I mean, do people not go to other communities and see what other people do? The kind of arguments people get into compared to other communities, or at least with your live streams, they're very calm, they're nice. There may not be, there may not be a lot of fighting. It's more just people talking. It's a very nice thing. For me, I like it. I enjoy it, and so if you've seen what other people can do, how nasty things can be, do not learn. Like if you open a door, like I said comments, and I was joking Miller about, okay. And he did a little response video using Kathy Bates. I thought it was hysterical and good for him because he has a right to. I made a comment. He made a comment back. I was like, I love this. This is great. And I did not mean to disrespect him. I was kidding. And it's very hard to tell kidding on the internet because you don't see faces. You don't see it. So that's cool. That was cool. No, it's, every right to do it. But they get butthurt, and I'm using a general, I'm changing the topic, it's not to Miller, but people get butthurt. They do these streams, they make comments about, they don't like this about somebody, they don't like that somebody, and when somebody turns around and says, I don't like you, they get all hurt. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, if you open the door, if you open that certain arena to a back and forth, whatever you give out, you should expect back. And probably a little bit worse because everyone escalates. It just keeps going, right?
It escalates, and people aren't the best at what's proportional, especially if you're a little miffed, you're a little irritated, or the back and forth you get, or you're swept up to it. So you can't, you hope for proportional. That's what you really want. Stay on YouTube, don't, all that kind of stuff. But that's to be expected. It's media, it's social, you're online. So, my point is like, fair comment, you can come back, say what you want, but then let it go, because the back and forth, it's just, I guess it's more like if you do it, expect it back is my point,
Right.
And they don't elder abuse. Fucking it. Jesus Christ. And it's funny. It's funny because I like Dory. I do. And I feel in a weird way. I still do. I don't want to talk to her because she pisses me off, because she does things like call somebody these names. So I don't go in there because I don't want to get, and I think, and we're different. She wants to run her live stream her way. Great. And it's not it's kind of veered off to what I don't want to participate in. So I stay away, which is what I think other people should do too. If you don't like somebody, like, all right, Miller, this is to you and you can come back. You make comments about cat ladies and this and that. Why are you watching? Move on. You can make all these videos on all these topics, but you center like on Jeff, or you center on the cat ladies in the side chat. Oh, I'm one of the people in the side chat. So you're calling me a cat lady when you say all the cat ladies in the side chat. So I have the right to come back at you. Now, you, meaning Jelly Miller, you go back to 1984. You say you don't like the drama, but you've now dove in with your little live stream, whatever it was, a cordial light or whatever, and you make comments of people. You didn't make it about me, and I'm not roasting you. I'm just saying, think about this. If you open that door, people have the right. They're going to do it anyway, whether you like it or not, but they do have the right to come back. And then you get not generally, people get butthurt when people come back. And I don't
Mhm.
understand that. I just don't understand. And they don't understand that it's proportion that some people are proportional, but can be a lot nastier just online. Like they don't know. I mean, you've had an incident in your past where somebody went nuts and did something in your real life. So you've had a taste of how crazy people can be on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And how it can, and I know other people that have had that too. That's why I try very careful to stay in proportion, and I don't say a lot because I don't want to. But do other people not observe? Do they not take it in where they are, what they're doing? They think it's fun. I can sit in my living room on a computer and make and give my opinions. Well, if you give your opinions, you have to expect people to give it back. And I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're giving your opinion on someone, what they said, if you're kind of going back, like we'll just use the term going back and forth with each other,
Right.
like a tennis match.
Yeah.
It's going to, eventually, naturally, it will die off because people just get tired of it. Like, this is boring. Okay, it may last a day or two or maybe
Oh,
3.
I've seen people who have obsessed for like months.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when it's like, okay, now it's like, there might be something else going on here besides just this isn't fun anymore. Now it's personal. Or it's some kind of like agenda or vendetta or something weird crap that goes on. But there's no, with when someone says something, I don't respond to half the stuff that's said about me.
I know.
When I do it, it's for fun. And sure, I'm going to raise the level a bit, but I'm not going to go to the nuclear option.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, to me, just knowing there is a nuclear option is an incentive to keep it tight, but also to know before you open your mouth to know what to expect, what will come back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me, simply going to Doris and asking her a question, which is all I was doing. And she spurred out. Sorry, not a nice term, but she, it's, you've got like that. She didn't expect that blows my mind. And I thought I was being nice because I could have, there are a lot of ways to ask things in a different way.
Yeah.
So I guess, So I'm just trying to figure this out. Sorry. Good morning, Scout. Good morning, Dolly. Good morning, people. I didn't say. I have to improve on reading a slideshow. So I hope she moves on. I hope she stops calling people nasty names. But that's not my job. But if you do it in my community, I'm going to give an opinion. Exactly. And why can't they just, if you don't like the cat ladies, go away. That's a very simple thing. But to stay and spend all this time criticizing, I don't get your objective, other than you have nothing else to talk about.
I think he actually wants to be with the cat ladies.
I don't know.
I just don't think he understands how to communicate with them, so he defaults to his own mean-spiritedness and confused antics, and it doesn't translate well. Just like with Dory, I think he really wants. I think they both want connection.
Cat lady, everybody on drugs. I mean, come on. And there goes, I ran out of peanut butter. Yeah, you finished the peanut butter. As they say, Belgian Malinois are not they're not your first-time dog owner's dog. He would have driven somebody else crazy. Yeah, I know. So, oh no, Dolly, I think it was very funny. And I know I don't usually say you should learn from what I did, but I hope Dory learned I did it. I tried to do it nicely. I asked her a question. She couldn't answer, and she just started getting all all nasty. And then she blocked my comments. Well, for the lady who believes that no comments should be erased or blocked, she caved, she backed down, and she got nuts. So just a little taste of her own medicine. I know she probably won't learn from it, and that's okay. But I tried.
Yeah, that whole First Amendment thing is so weird. When it's in their favor, they love it. Oh my, yeah, speak. We're a channel of free speech and all this. But when someone comes in, asks them questions or confronts them a certain way, now all of a sudden we need to silence this person because they're asking the wrong questions that we don't want to feel comfortable answering, or this is against me. They're doing the same thing to me that I did to them, but it's not allowed.
Exactly. So part of this is like I'm trying to figure this out, but it's also a bit of a fair warning. If you continue, you're gonna get more back. Either it's gonna be from me or it's gonna be from somebody else. While you may think you like it, I don't think you do. Because if you get on the internet and this is a general, if you get on the internet, you criticize people, and when they give it back, you disappear or you start removing comments, that means you can't take it. So just be warned and aware that you haven't had a taste of anything. Because if you don't go to other communities and see what people do, and that's not a threat, not a threat at all. It's just an observation. You don't know what you're doing. Agenda. I'm gonna mute.
Okay. No, Black Eagle, I wasn't making the connection part sound bad. It's just how some people go, what lengths they go to get it, instead of just being honest. I think honestly, you'll see there's two sets of people: people that are emotionally equal and evened out, generally can find ways to connect to people that don't require being mean spirited and hateful. And then there's the closed minded, emotionally, you know, disconnected people who only have a certain pathway to get attention, and that's to be mean and hope that someone comes back to them and talks to them and confronts them about what they said. You know, let's be very honest. I don't have to come live. There's nothing requiring me to. And a lot of times it's not just for me. It's not just something to do, but it is because I know that other people are looking for some place to hang out where they're not going to get torn down. Unless you come in here with an attitude. But see, the people that are over there in Dory's can come over here. They're not blocked. They may say they are, but I looked at the block list. They're not, except for certain people. But they won't come over here and actually say what they have to say because I'm not going to sit here and go, "Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right." And they're not going to get that from the audience. So they're group thinking like to the max of, every time that someone says, so and so about this person or whatever, they're like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah." They won't come over and actually have a conversation. Miller has no balls. Not yet, Dolly. I'm working on it. Has no balls when it comes to actually confronting people face to face. He has to do it in videos. He has to do it in drunk form. He has to do it, in some other way rather than confrontation because he's never known confrontation. He's always been given the out. That's true, Scout. Yes, because they're naturally connected. And I don't think people should hate Dory. I don't hate Dory. I don't hate many people. There's, in fact, not many people at all that I've ever hated in my life, because that's a very reserved term and slot sentence for people in my in my life. I don't see how, Black Eagle. I really don't. I think and feel a lot of what people think and feel. I just don't express it.
I'm just saying.
So, you know, I get it.
It's called restraint.
What's that?
It's called restraint. You restrain yourself. You
Yes,
stop. You know, we can all react and give opinions about everything, but it's called restraint. It's like, will my opinion matter? Will it start something? You know, should I participate? You think of that before you write, before you get involved in anything. All right, you know what I mean? That's restraint. Where versus, you know, immediate reaction and not really appreciating what fire you're lighting.
Yeah.
Is really, I guess what it is. All right, I'm gonna get down. I wanted to thank you while I have a minute, but he's kind of active right now. So when he's active, I'm kind of.
Yeah, I know. I've been through that. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to be there and burn it out.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
That's what it is. And he's only, you know, it's like I said, they're not dogs for first time dog owners because they're a lot of work. I love it, but other people might not. So, all right, thanks. Yeah, because it's a lot of work. All right, I'll be listening. Thanks.
All right,
man.
you're welcome. Let's see what is the chat going on. What's Black Eagle going on? I have a legit interactive channel. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was a little bit more interactive, but again, I think I would agree with you in the sense that I enjoy actual communication, not like channel to channel or like post here, post there, like people coming over and talking, discussing, having a conversation, that kind of stuff. And this comment, you post and share. Well, going live for me is easier than making a video. I prefer to typing everything out. I do enough typing. I do enough writing and you know, basically descriptive writing. And I don't. I mean, just professionally, not just pleasure writing or casual, personal writing. But for me, speaking never was easy as a child. Coming up into, I think, 8th grade, I think I learned what my voice was. And for me, it's easier. It's much easier and better than when it's people coming, interaction. Like I can monologue, but I think most people do really well feeding off of the energy of other people. Yeah, Scout, that's true. Yeah, there's been, yeah, can't fix stupid. Just put duct tape over its mouth and move on. Well, Black Eagle, the thing is, you're not posting for anyone. You're not really posting to reach people, right? Oh shit! Here she comes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce.
Hey y'all, little old Black Eagle here.
It's funny. I can't help it. It's like a tick.
She laughed today. Later, when
Right?
she rips me a new one, I'm playing this back.
Right.
This will be the
For
new
sure.
soundtrack.
Well, let me ask you this. Riddle me this.
Okay.
How long before you stop playing it? I just need a window. Like, when's it going to get out? When are you going to work that out?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
If I'm honest, though, I could say tomorrow or like today will be
Yeah,
the end.
yeah.
No,
Well,
probably not.
right. Right.
It's a
No, no.
convenience button. Like it may fit in. Like it
Let's
we
face
have
it. It's got some longevity there. It's coming.
like this one.
Can I
And
can't help it though. I really
damn.
can't. Oh,
It's your,
right.
it's your introduction.
Well, yeah. Oh my God. If people knew if not one person, I swear to God, not one person in my life knows that I'm here or that I have a channel. If
Why not?
when that day, if that day ever happens, the ribbing that I get from you will pale in comparison.
See, you have something to look forward to. I'm not the
Yeah,
end all be all of worst behavior. So there you go. I've
right,
been
right.
vindicated once again.
I got tough skin. Actually, I'm pretty sensitive, and I think you know that.
I've known that.
I
I'm
know.
I'm the one that knew it before you even thought about it.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, I'm the one that said it out loud while you were still denying it.
All right,
There you
there
go.
you go. Well, excuse me, it doesn't help when shit fucking shit stain over there in fucking New Jersey, pardon my language, brings me to the edge of sanity and I lose my shit in front of everybody. But that's a one and done. That won't happen again.
Is that because it doesn't bother you, or that you're not going to engage so that it doesn't bother you? Are you not going to be
Well, I
you're going to be
mean,
absent?
I couldn't imagine it even happening in real when it was happening. Like, is this conversation really happening? Like, it's fucking on. And there was no like, well, okay, that's not true. That's a lie. That wasn't exactly how it went. It was a little quicker than that. It was more of a reactive, like, yeah, yeah, that was a complete lie. I didn't stop and think at all. That was just pure reaction. But anyway, yeah, and you know what? I don't think I've gotten personally that up. I can't even remember the last time I was in a state like that. So there you go. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I heard your commentary yesterday on your vlog, as I like to
Hmm.
call it, because it pisses people off. But um, you're talking about some kind of addiction or some kind of
Yeah.
how did you put it? Like she has some, and I think it's true. I mean, I think actually, if you want to broaden that out to a lot of people, uh, addiction to substances, to liquids, to behavior, to wanting to whatever we have that holds us to a certain behavior. She likes to fight, but why does she like to fight? Because it brings her attention. And when does she like to fight the most? Well, the only time she can fight is when her family's gone.
Um, Jeff, I genuinely, honestly feel that she is socially inept to the point where I'm sure, okay? And if this sounds mean or cruel, it's not, believe me, I'm not intending it to be, because when I want to be cruel, I'll be cruel, but I
We know.
really don't want to. Oh, shush it up. I would never be. I'm not a cruel person. I would never intentionally try to hurt anybody. Maybe a couple of those fuck faces in the community, but they're not around anymore. But anyway, no, no. Anybody I got a beef with in there I would never go out of my way to make somebody feel like shit, like genuine shit. I'm not talking fuckery. I'm not talking, uh, you know, give and take bullshit that happens on occasion. People shooting their mouth off, myself included. No, and I think my
I didn't do that. She got so excited she yeeted herself right off the panel. My hands weren't even on the desk, but they were above the desk. Huh. She'll be back. Glory, what'd you do? I'm kidding. feel like I should play a Red Lobster commercial. Glowy, what? I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I am innocent. Not always, but today I am. I thought she was going back quicker. Grand Platinum. Yeah, poor Pepsi. I miss Pepsi. Not the drink. Scouts doggy. I don't know what happened. I think I don't know. Let's make conspiracy theories up. The lobster monster got her. Maybe she got a phone call. Maybe Dory called her and knocked her offline. You going bye, Glowy? Aw, you just got here. Aw, for shame. Well, while I'm here, I just want to show you. Miller posted a picture of his latest girlfriend. There you go. We've graduated from the normal chest pics to the utterly ridiculous. Okay, she's back.
What did I come back to?
Not just a
Is that
girlfriend.
okay? I was going to say, is that my new profile picture you've picked out for me?
See, there you go. Assumed hatred. Nope. I got
Wow.
another one picked out for you. Don't worry.
Where was I when before I so rudely cut myself off? I was right in the middle of something profound. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure. I forget now. We were trying to. I was contacting Robert Stack through the death marches to find out where you went. I thought it was some
Oh, I know. Yeah, my theories, my Dory theories. Well, number one, she's socially inept. She just I genuinely, and I'm not trying to be mean, I would not invite her out to dinner with certain people. The
We
other
have another
people,
guest joining us.
if I were going
Hey.
out to dinner. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I'll forget and remember later.
Now, I know, or maybe Dory thinks we're all against her. And that's not, unfortunately, it's not true. For me, anyway. I'd still like Dory. I think she can be funny. I don't know why she's gone down this path. I don't know if I'm going to presume that she's not completely appreciating the fact of how much she insults people, and that yes, on the internet people do like to have banter and they do have arguments, but there are other people who just leave and don't come back, and she seems to have a problem with that. That's what some people do. They don't want confrontation. I mean, she said she called Jeff that name because he said he and Pebbles were talking and said something about her. That's not justification for using that, to my mind, using that term and calling. It's also, there are going to be people that do not like you. That's life. They just don't like you. They don't like how you look. They don't like that you're a Democrat, a Republican, a Catholic, they just don't like how you look. It's life. There are people who are just not going to like you. You got to accept that. And it's okay, So, and if they don't come back to your live stream, it's okay. But Dory seems to go. Now, I don't think she said anything about me. I honestly didn't watch, but once I hear about the groomer comment, that's when I went to her stream.
Okay, hold on. Do you mind? Who did she call groomer? Do you mind if I ask?
Yeah, she called Jeff a groomer.
A groomer of
what? That's why I just wanted proof. I don't want to be in a side chat with somebody who actually is. but more realistically, I know she just threw it out because she wanted attention. I don't think it's appropriate. She can disagree. I'm voicing my opinion. First Amendment, Dory. So, and when she, and then it was an attack on her. A question is not an attack. I didn't attack her. I asked her a question, and she couldn't answer it because she knew she was full of shit. And it's not abuse, it's not lawsuit, it's not all this other stuff. It's simply the fact that somebody called you out on your bullshit and you couldn't respond. And you don't apologize, which I'm sure really did well for you in life. And that was a snotty comment, but you deserve a couple, Dory. Come on. You don't want to apologize, you don't want to retract, you don't want to explain, you don't want to do anything. Well, then she's put herself in a corner. And the thing is, of all this, I still like her. But I'm not going to go to this is me. I'm not going to go to a chat where I'm going to get pissed off or irritated. It's just me. So, and the part, what I do for a living, I had to be careful. People could take it the wrong way. It's something I keep way, way out of the YouTube. I don't ever bring my job to YouTube. Maybe I sound a little like what I do because I've been doing it for 40 years, but I have always been very careful about keeping what I do for a living away from YouTube, because as soon as I made one comment, I'm getting sued. It's not funny. It's not funny.
No, but you know what, Kathy? Right. But here's the thing that I think. What's that?
That's why I'm very careful. I try to be very careful about it.
Well, I think it's number one. I think it's part of who you are, just your nature in general. Like but I think it's also what you do for a living. You've learned to sort of, you don't just jump into a situation and then just start, without knowing what's going on. It's almost like you show up and you're like, all right, what's going on here?
You don't. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can tell that, and you can also tell that you're measured. I'm not very good at that.
I'm not perfect. I try. I make mistakes. I screw up.
Well, I think you do that naturally. I think it's part of your personality, I'm guessing.
Part of personality.
I respect you. Listen, no. Listen, I think given some of the bullshit that's come out of her mouth recently, I think you've handled it really well.
Well, it's none of my business, but I'm in this side chat. I'm in this community, and I have watched other communities die. I'm in another community that's basically dead because people started with this bullshit of throwing around terms that shouldn't be said unless you have proof. They started with it, and it went downhill quickly. And all the nice people, all the rational people left because of a couple of nuts who just would not stop making allegations about other people, and it got disgusting. So I've seen how it can escalate and go really badly. And I miss that community. I miss it. We've actually, it was basically destroyed by a couple of people I consider mentally ill, because to go around and say you're a P word, you're a groom, you're a this, you're that, simply because they have nothing else to talk about and they didn't like somebody else. And again, this is another community, and they're drunk or they're this or they're that, and they get on and then they think it's all is forgiven because I was drunk and I was mad and I was hurt and these are the excuses they use for going absolutely crazy on a panel. And they literally have destroyed the community because most of the people left. They're gone. They're either in other communities or they left the internet because they didn't want to go into a sewer or a gutter that these few people dragged everybody else to. And it's a shame because it was a nice group of people. And most of the people that are nice moved into Discord so they didn't have to put up with the bullshit of the live streams. And that's another community because I'm in a couple. I go around. So when I start hearing somebody else in this community start throwing those terms around, I'm sorry, I have to say something because I don't want this community to die because I enjoy coming. Well, I don't to Jeff's streams, and unless you have proof of this bullshit, stop it. Is my attitude. Sorry, I
Yeah.
went on this soapbox.
Well, I mean, and also, again, it's, I find that, you know, I mean, she's a head scratcher constantly going, what, like, of all the people, number one, my first feeling in regards to that is, why are you going to fuck with Kathy? You know, it's like, of all the
You know,
people,
like
you,
went in. First of all, I went in and I asked her a question in the side chat. So she didn't start it. I started. But to be fair, I started
Right.
because I wrote in her side chat. That's to be fair. You know,
Right.
she started me. I asked her where is her, and then she
Yeah.
started again. I don't think that was I don't think that was a nasty question. I don't think that was an illegitimate question. I think it was a valid question.
yeah,
If you make that kind of accusation, back it up.
right.
And just because you're a little old lady who doesn't know what elder abuse, which is bullshit, doesn't mean you can't be questioned on the words you use, especially if the words are inappropriate. And you may disagree whether they're inappropriate or not, but some people, or just me, I think it's inappropriate. So I had a question.
I think it's interesting. I don't know if it's because the dichotomy of, we all are, obviously, we're people. We all have our lives. We all, you know, we come from all different walks of life, socioeconomic, all that good shit. And then we have this life on, you know, in the community. I don't know. For some reason, somebody around earlier was like, "Oh, the community." What, like, like, I don't know. Are we a community? I think we're a community. I don't know. If we're not a community,
Yeah, we are. We all know each other.
you know,
There's some we like, there's some we don't like, but we all kind of know each other. We've been hanging out in this some of the
Mm.
same chats. So we know that we know each other's names. We have an idea
right?
of the who we present
Right.
on YouTube. And I think
But
that's
well, here's right.
community.
Well, here's the thing. I don't think people, number one, would behave even remotely
Never.
the way that they do in life,
No,
the way they
they
do here.
would get a punch in the mouth. Generally, I'm not saying anybody, and no, I don't punch people. This is what they're
Well,
they
you
have
know,
to
it's called a natural reaction to be like, "You're talking to me?"
exactly. I mean,
Boom.
come on. Would you call somebody the names people call you on the internet?
Well, and
Good
again,
luck with that.
that's just right. That's just it. It's like you find yourself having these interactions that are just so, you know, surreal. At this point, at 60 years old, I'm having some weird banter with some nutball in fucking New Jersey who's on a fucking bus in her Crocs going, I'm like, okay, I got to take a look at this for myself. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
I've been an attorney for 40 years almost, right? I have my own practice, my own business. I'm a bit of a loner, always have been. So now I'm in communities that I'm called a cat lady, that I'm influenced by what other people say. They have no idea the kind of shit I have taken for in real life, what I have done against the group think shit. Because in a courtroom, and in a courtroom with a judge and a jury in front, all right? So they have no idea. So then you get some bozo on the internet going, "Oh, is everybody in the stream is a cat lady or on drugs or this or that?"
Yeah.
It's a bit insulting, but it's social media. So you're like, okay, they don't know, they don't care, they just want to make assumptions. It's silly, it's stupid. I'm not going to say anything. Why get into a fight about something stupid? But I'm tired of it.
It's nonsensical. You know, I remember I remember one time in my life. Yeah. I remember I used to have a friend that I hung out with, and I would call her when I wanted to go out and just have mindless, nonsensical conversation, period. You know, specifically because, you know, I knew that she had nothing to offer more than that. And that's, you know, that was perfect.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of the people I'm friends with are not what I do for a living. They just, you know, everybody's different. And sometimes you enjoy nonsense. Sometimes you enjoy silly. Like,
Right.
You know, I mean, then that's fine. But don't make it disgusting, man. Or at
Yeah.
least don't do it toward me and or where I hang out. And when you generalize, when you say everybody,
Right.
you paint a broad brush.
Well, I mean, I have my theories, my Dory theories that you know, she's the type of person, just metaphoric, you know, just picture a group of people sitting around having dinner. And then all of a sudden Dory shows up and she just plops herself down in the middle of everybody. And instead of being like a normal person, um
Yeah. You and Dory are funny. You really are. You keep going back. You do get into
well,
shit.
I mean, it's
And I
like
think you're funny. You know,
I'm
you know,
trying to keep it lighthearted because it's
and in some ways she is too. She's you know, but I think she's smart enough to know she can do it with you. You're not going to get pit. You know what I mean? You'll do a little
she's
insult back.
socially inept. She doesn't know how to adapt to the room or to the conversation. She digs her heels into her bullshit and that's it. And she's dismissive of anybody else's opinion or anybody else's experience. She is just, you know, doesn't want to hear it.
And that's hey, well, that's what she likes, and you go back, and that's fine. I understand going back. I go back. I would go back too, if it wasn't irritating the shit out of me, because I still like her. In a very general sense. Sorry, the dog. You could continue back. I'm muting, but I'm listening.
No. I bet
just
Finbar has the most important thing to say anyway.
Oh my God, he never stops, and neither do I. But Dory, this is not an attack on you. You've been attacking everybody right and left. You have to understand that people respond to these attacks. You don't like getting blocked. Nobody likes getting blocked. You've done that. You know, removing comments is the funniest thing I've seen in weeks. But if you give it, Dory, you've got to accept it back, and that's what you're getting back right now. So that's the only point I'm making. Now I'm listening. Sorry. And people
No.
think,
Mr. Black.
I'm here. I'm just
Gotta
letting
be-
you all have the floor and say what you want to say because I talk all the time. My God.
No, well, it's your channel.
Well, sometimes I just I don't think I think some people don't have a platform to speak on. Well, they could, but they just you know some people just need the opportunity to say what they have to say, and I can go live or make a video or do whatever anytime. Some people can or won't or don't want to, whatever. So it's good to hear from other people as opposed to the silent streams.
What do you mean, silent stream?
The one that she just had while I was live.
Oh. Huh. Well, I mean, I like to think, you know, other than I don't think people. I mean, if tell me if I'm wrong. Are y'all showing up just to start fighting with people? Because I'm not. Are
To
y'all
YouTube?
here to just start going at people and start picking at them? And I'm not.
No, I usually
You know.
react. I don't actually start shit. I usually react to things if I have any kind of response to something.
Well, I mean, okay, let's not take away from the fact that, you know, we're going from, you have people on panel, you have people in chat, you know, it's the dynamic of communication, you know, can get a little whatever. You know, she's Miss I don't read chat, and then she just responds to chat.
She has 2 devices and she still can't read chat. I think this is not progress.
Oh, is that how she does things? She's got one that she watches and one that she.
This iPad that she got from the center for taking that class was supposed to be the end all be all of all her issues. And yet I have no problem seeing chat on a mobile device.
Why does she go there? Does anybody know the origin
where?
of her to the senior center? Is she there as a senior? Does she go to
change of I,
volunteer?
honestly,
No,
I
I think
mean,
it's a good
because she locks herself into the, I think she has her private time. Like she goes into the little computer room and has her little, live stream time. But then I do think she socializes with certain people there.
yeah. I think
But I
it's
think she does a lot of listening.
I, you know,
But
you
as
move
a
people.
volunteer, not as a member.
No, I don't think she volunteers. I think she's a
No, she's a
patron.
member. I mean, a lot of these senior centers have started at like 50, 55. And it's I think it's a very healthy way of meeting people in your community when you move across the country. It can be hard to meet people. So I think it's a
Yeah.
very healthy
I
thing.
didn't know if she was like the lady that came once a week or once or however often to play cards with the old people. I don't know.
She's
I didn't
not
know
the
if that
help,
was
Black
her
Eagle.
role.
My goodness, she's not the
Well,
help.
I
Oh
didn't
my
know what
God.
I didn't know what her, you know, purpose
Her
was
role.
there. If she was going as a
Make friends.
participant or
That's-
staff.
No, I don't think she's staff. I think they may have, like, they asked her to help some of the, I think she's talking in the past, they were doing card games. They asked her to help teach because of her background as a croupier, or in the casino, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But mostly I think she's just a member, and it's a very social, healthy way of getting to know people in your community. I think. Anyway. Because I mean,
Oh, jeez.
I'm
Now I'm
trying.
gonna start looking at Dory different now.
Yeah, it's a very social.
Little old lady from Pasadena.
Well, I tell you, I've been in certain groups throughout my life where my particular set of skills with certain things have been mentioned. And then all of a sudden I get volunteered to help with something, or, or you kind of want to help because you do have knowledge of how something should be done or how things work, or you can teach something to someone else. I've been in those situations before, but I think she's mainly there. It's it's a destination for her.
It's
It's
social.
change of, yeah, socialization, change of venue,
Well, I'm not
sanity.
dogging her. I'm not
No,
dogging her when I say she's a little, like, I think she's lonely. I'm not dogging her because I'm just stating a fact, and I'm saying it as least cruel. She doesn't have any friends. Okay. Hey, I've worked at like weeding out people in my life. I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying, I just think that she just doesn't, I don't know if it's dementia, whatever. I, d- okay. I don't, would Dory get,
I think
I don't
maybe
know if she's
I'm
on drugs. She's not on
no,
drugs.
I don't think no. What I think is
No.
you watch enough people on the internet, and you see that the people that get attention are the ones that create controversy. You know what I mean? And you also have learned that. See, he stops sparking when I get stopped. You've also learned that the people that get the attention are and if you're nasty enough, somebody will come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what I mean in this is, does anybody in this community feel like they can't get attention here? I mean, has anybody at all felt like they've come in here and been like shunned or
I think
ignored?
blocked last
not just
night.
this community. How many? I've seen she's been blocking quite a few chats.
What?
I thought once and I told her that I thought it was funny. All she did was say hello, blocked, and a place where I'm on it. And it was in Boston Bridget's chat, and I thought it was the funniest thing I ever saw. Boston
That
Bridget,
is funny.
good friend of Misfit Jenny. So, and Doria's gotten on panel and made comments about Misfit Jenny. So, what did she expect? That she would be welcome in a friend of Misfit Jenny, and this is all this is my theory of why she was blocked. She wrote something like, "Oh, I'm surprised I'm here," and I'm just blocked. And I, as a moderator, I was laughing because I got to know why, because of the things she said on panel, and you got to expect it. And I think she may have been surprised, but you get what you give.
Right. For sure.
So, and it's not only in that chat. And I think, Dory has said that she started doing live stream because she was blocked. That's why she was always talking about Whiskey OJ, because she was blocked. So was everybody else. But I understand. You get pissed off when you're blocked or your comments are removed. But it's the way it is. So she's, it's and she hasn't learned that if you're not, you get more. What do you get? More flies with sugar? More flies with honey? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying like earlier. Like the whole scenario of her like just plopping herself down, like awkward has arrived. She knows it's awkward. Everybody else knows it's awkward, but she's like, I'm staying. Like, and then she just proceeds to like,
oh, she should stay.
she,
She's going to get it back. And if and Dory, if you're listening, and if not, if she thinks this is nasty,
Hey,
she has
Dory.
no clue. Because if she doesn't think that people can get nastier than she is, she's crazy. And that's from being go all over the internet and seeing different things. And she should
And that's
have
not
learned.
even going like real life, like affecting
No.
someone's life. That's
No,
just
nothing.
words.
Never.
Selecting
No,
words and being a certain way.
this is and we're not doing this I'm not doing this. She can learn by my criticism. I wanted to give her a taste because people don't go to her chat, and the people that do are relatively nice to her, and she's not. So I figured I'd give her a little taste of what it could be.
She told you. She deleted your comments. So take that, Kathy.
Yeah,
You'll learn. You'll learn.
I don't remember her from Molly Golightly's days. I don't remember her being over there, but
I never watched Molly Golightly.
it's been a while.
I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I get that. The bad attention is still attention, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's that. I think she's just awkward
She needs
and
more
mean
Black
and
Eagle in her
nasty.
life.
Well,
No,
I think
she
she
doesn't.
likes you, Black Eagle. I think she really enjoys that you go in there. I think in some ways you enjoy giving it back to her. I think you guys are working. I
It's
don't
a
know how
win-win.
if it's escalated. Because I honestly don't watch her. I wasn't even sub to her. After I got the grooming comment, I went and subbed to her because I wanted to ask her a question. And now I unsub to her again because she can make every comment she wants about me. And she
Yeah.
better be careful.
Well, I mean, it gets old. It's like, okay, how long are we going to continue on with this particular quote unquote thread of conversation? When are we going to evolve past it? And
well, it bores me. That's just me.
exactly.
And,
I could go up on her panel and just have the same normal, same old bullshit conversation that I've had for the last 5-10 times I've gone on there, or however many. So it's like, yeah, I'm good with that.
And if you go back, that's okay. I mean, it's just like I said, it's I'm not gonna get people go back. I've gone back to other people's places. I've been accused of being a hypocrite and all this other stuff on other people.
Flip flopper, yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
the one calling the flip floppers are the biggest flip floppers. But whatever, like, who gives a shit?
But it's just
Shots fired.
it's just it's everybody has a different tolerance, and that's okay. And so I don't know, but if you
I think it's about emotional investment, Kathy. I think it's okay. How much do I want to invest in working through this? And what's the goal, or what's the end result? There is none. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not white knighting for anybody. Nobody contacted me. Jeff didn't ask me. I just wanted to know the depth of why she was calling somebody that name. So don't start with start with the bullshit of being group thing, being in a cult, being this, being that. Did it myself, wanted to do it because I don't like the term. So I am kind of hopping all over the place. I don't mean to. Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, I think the topic of quote unquote group think has been, it's like, well, we're a group. Sorry. And I hang out in
We
groups of
agree. Oh
people
my
that I'm
God.
like-minded. Right, exactly.
We agree with
Okay.
something. Oh my God, you must be brainwashed. We agree.
Well,
Yeah.
and on the things, like, do we all agree on everything all the time? No. But I mean, I think it's like about not even choosing your battles. It's more about, I don't know.
You make general statements about a group of people. There are going to be people in that group that don't like the general statement, and you may get it back. I'm not a member of a cult. I'm not a group thinker, and I don't like being called that. So I may voice my opinion every once in a while of how I feel about you, of anybody slinging those terms around. Just my opinion, my free speech.
Yeah, the biggest conflict, some of the biggest conflict I've had on here is when somebody that I'm friendly with, and I speak up against what I don't find is acceptable. Because I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way other than to, and even if I'm wrong, I'm not saying when I say, hey, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? That doesn't necessarily mean my perspective is the right one. It's
No,
just mine.
I agree, and I am much more confrontational in real life than I am on the internet. I'm much more confrontational in real life. I'm much nicer on the internet, which I think seems to be the opposite with a lot of people. But no, I
Yeah.
will be in your face faster than you can whistle a tune in real life than I would on the internet, because it's just. But that's me. Because I don't put up
Well,
with it.
my job depends on me keeping my trap shut.
Well,
Or the
yeah,
lobsters will get
mine
out.
does not. In certain situations, it does not. But on the opposite side, Phil, I agree. I understand why Phil doesn't like Tori. How would you like somebody that you really don't, that can irritate you, and then attacks your spouse? Like, why would
Yeah.
you think they would want to come to your stream again? Why, if you're aggressive, why would you think people want to come back? Because just because you like the fight and you think it's funny doesn't mean other people do. So I understand his point of view.
Well, she seems to get a kick out of herself.
Oh, she loves it.
You can just sort of, if you could like vision her, she's just sitting there tapping her toes and, tapping her fingers and just getting a big old chuckle out of getting people pissed off or the reaction. So I guess that is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Um,
reaction. And she's not the only one. Other people on the internet like that too. But one or two people that I have seen on the internet that did this kind of stuff, they have gone down a road where nobody goes to they have been ghosted. See, and I don't want that for Dory. I don't want her being ghosted completely. But I have seen.
I think we're a pretty easygoing community, Kathy.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean,
I know I've made my blunders. We all know that. Jeff.
But I've seen, but
I have
once
a
you
list
start
here.
throwing the rumor, the this, the that around, people will ghost. And it may take longer than most people think. They don't, it may take longer, but it happens. And I've seen it before, and I'd hate that to happen to her. I really wouldn't like that because I think basically she comes because she wants to talk and to be listened to.
Yep. It'd be interesting to know, because I don't think if you ask people, they would actually either know the truth or tell the truth. Why people do come here, like what, and it might change day to day. Like I don't think there's one static reason why people come here. Like sometimes it is connection in a broader sense. Other times it's bored. Other times I can tell a certain group of people something. We can tell jokes, whatever. It would be interesting to know generally why people are still coming.
But the culture we live, our entire existence now revolves around the internet.
No.
It's not that. I think so. I mean, as far as socializing,
not everything. I mean, part of the reason was health. because of health reasons years ago, and still has an impact, that it's harder to get out and about for me for health reasons. So
I don't just mean physically, Kathy. I
Yeah, but
mean
I'm a
that,
social person, so this is a way to socialize with people. I did,
well, and
and
everybody posting pictures of their lot, like
I don't do that because I've learned.
on and on and on. Yeah.
Other people
I
get
just
burned.
see,
Unfortunately,
I just,
you can't be that open and honest on the internet because you have some, I'll say it very nicely, some mentally ill people who copy it, save it, share it, do nasty things, and so you have to be very, very careful. Like I said, to me, what I have enjoyed most about the internet is seeing people have like real conversations about their lives and their struggles, how they overcame them. Those to me were like the best conversations I've heard or been participated in. But they're few and far between because of other people. Because you have to be careful.
yeah. Well, I think the difference, I know for myself, I can only speak for myself. I've got tubs and tubs and tubs of photo albums, photographs, real life tangible memories of my life raising my family. This generation, okay, if you don't you figure out how to save the thousands of photographs from your phone or your computer or blah, 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 10 years, 20 years down the road, no one's going to know that you were even here. And and not only that, if it continues at the rapid succession of technology that it is, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll all be here, but just not in a way that I could imagine.
That's it. It is. I'm a little too old and too tired to really want to participate in the changes. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. My memories are fine. I'm good. I'll watch from a
Well,
distance.
when I was raising my kids, it was always like, stop taking our pictures, stop taking our pictures. Now it's, Mom, do you have pictures?
Can I post it?
Always.
Can we
Worst mistake people make.
It's okay to post. Is it okay to post? Oh my God. Yeah. The world has changed.
Hey, Casper, what's up? No, I was just saying that there is, when talking about photos, like I have a plan, like my photos that are digital. And I did take many years to digitize every Polaroid in my mom's scrapbooks, every picture that was taken before phones were good enough to take good pictures, right?
Yep.
The only thing missing for some of those photos, and I say some of them because the majority of them have stories attached to them, is the story behind it. So this is that's a whole new subject I'm probably going to touch on later. But there is permanence in the present, like making sure that you have a plan. If the photos that I have like 110,000 photos. Not all of them are special, right? Some of them are just seemingly duplicate, but to me, I can tell a story about every picture. My thing is, I want to pass those on. My son, he'll have access to them. There are backup copies, and people are like, "Well, I just have my picture photos." I said, "Yes," and I said, "I'll tell you what. When you have a house fire and you lose everything,
exactly,
there's nothing left. There's no getting it back." I lost our wedding photos. And for a while, when I say lost, is they were in a move, they were misplaced. They were actually left on the truck. Took about 2 months to get them back.
So,
and when I did I decided
your wife didn't become a widow.
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't involved in that situation. I was not even there presently at the time. So the thing is when I got them back, the first thing I did is I spent painstakingly hours scanning every photograph.
Yeah.
And it's just an investment in what there's a lot of shit. My browser history is going to be entertaining for my family.
Yeah.
My
I mean,
photos are
Even
gonna
you
meet.
using the word scanner, scanning photos, feels ancient.
Yes,
or
and my next.
some
Yes,
ways.
I know.
In some ways
I
ancient,
used
in
to.
some ways progressive. It sounds weird. I know, like, yeah.
So, but now my mother-in-law wants me to do the same with all of hers, and now I can just take my iPhone down and use an app and capture a whole page, and it turns it into single
Right,
photos without the glare,
right,
Right.
and
right.
colorizes it and fixes it, or I can revert
Yep,
them back to, I can have both versions.
yep.
'Cause there's stories in those little cracks and scratches, and there's history that, you know, making a photo look pristine, you lose that. So it's
Yep.
very interesting.
Yeah, you have the sepia and the different the shit, how depending on the age of the photograph.
Yeah. My photos
Yeah.
will last longer than most of my family. So where they're stored and where they're at and how they're stored, they're there. They can
I'm,
be found.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Scout.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm sorry, Scott.
the pictures can be really important because they're good memories. Sometimes we have a habit of remembering the bad and we forget the good. Human
Yeah.
nature, and the photographs are evidence of the good.
Yes, Scout.
And the memories attached to those photos, the
Right.
stories. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times, I mean, my son is aware of all the photos that were taken of him since he was born, from his first sonogram all the way up until this weekend. I share that album with him. It's his history as well, right? I'm building a
Yes.
history for not only our timeline, but his history,
Yes.
so that when he talks about his childhood, he can refer to these pictures like, yeah, this we were here in Tennessee, we went on vacation or whatever. But at the same time, the pictures before he was born, that's my history that I'm trying to teach him, so he sees that there's a continuation. And
Exactly.
so there's always stories like, he's like, did grandpa ever have a fishing boat? I said, he was on a fishing boat, and here's a photo.
Yeah,
He can
I had
actually see his grandpa, on a fishing boat, doing the fishing thing. And yeah, so it's like, it's a tool to use to help teach, your lineage.
I had a cousin I was very close to my grandmother, and I had a cousin say to me not too long ago, um, I'd love to get together and hear stories because my kids don't know the stories about my grandmother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was close enough that you get past the usual stories, and you'd hear about her because I'd asked about her life, that kind of thing. And I didn't think of it that way, that these stories, that only a few people listen to these stories and they have to be passed down or they will be gone. What stories about what makes a person who they are, what impacted their life, type of thing.
They say you never die until the memory of you goes, and
Exactly.
no one can recall it. No one can recall your voice, your laughter, who you were, what you contributed to the world. I think that's more important than, pretty much anything. That's why I spent the last 10 years archiving things that we had, you know, uh, not the ancestry thing per se, because that's already been
Right.
done for us.
Right.
But yeah, definitely my portion of our family history and what it means and all that's been very like a lifelong project of mine for the last 10 years.
That's nice. It's good to have. Yeah. I mean, like why did my grandparents leave Ireland? What was their motivation? How did they meet here? That kind of thing. And people don't even know. Like my grandfather's a mounted cop. My grandmother was a maid. They met. She was on his route. You know what I mean? Like it's very
Yeah,
simple thing.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
simple thing.
I love that shit.
Me too.
I'm
Sorry.
fortunate, with my grandfather being literally, a photojournalist.
Right. You have
I'm
it.
fortunate to have that stuff. And it also, in my growing up, there were always cameras, things were always being documented, and there's books that have been written to my kids that they haven't even read yet from my
Right.
grandfather. So
That's
yeah, but that's just like
Yeah, with my father growing
It's
up, there
my
was one
family. That's what we do.
photo. With
Yeah.
my father growing up, there was one place, first communion photo. That's it, because they didn't take, they cost money, and they
Yeah.
didn't have, my grandfather was a cop. They just didn't do that.
Yeah.
And then my parents were older. My parents were born in the 1920s. So in the 30s, they were not taking photographs.
Yeah.
Only if you had, a lot of money, and they did not. So,
Yeah.
and so those kind of things are important. And the
I
story,
found this woman's hole. I don't know why it ended up on the side of the road somewhere. I don't know if they were doing like a clean out thing or whatever, but I just sort of happened by this stuff. It was all neatly put out there, and so I stopped and I was just like peeking into it and looking at it. It was like this woman's entire
life.
life.
Yep.
Her photo albums. What are
And
those
the father.
things? What are those things that, like, when you used to take pictures, you used to get the little, oh my God.
The negatives?
What were those? Yes. Oh my God. Can't believe I could remember that.
See how the world has changed?
Right?
Save the negative.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forget what we did with it. We gave it to someone because we thought this just seems too precious to just be put in a dumpster.
Someone's life, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Who
that's
knows?
also what happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do with those, like those old tub of photos that you have, Black Eagle.
Yep.
There's services that will digitize those for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago, my parents had like these old Polaroids from the 1950s, 40s that were like curled up in a basket somewhere, and I picked a couple of them because on the Irish side they didn't take pictures, so it was a picture of my grandparents. It was my father when he was very young, and
Yeah.
and those days this was before computers, so I took them to a photographer and had him take pictures of the pictures so I could get a negative. And then I made copies for a lot of people in the family.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
nobody had pictures of these people, even though they were there. And look, I'm a doctor and I don't have the bloodlines or anything else, but these people affected the people who affected my life. Like my grandparents,
Yeah.
even if they were grandparents I didn't even know, they died before I was born. But my father's parents, but they were part of his life and he's part of mine. So there was
Yeah.
this connection, whether you think it's blood or not, or they look, it's there. The connection is there, and there's influence.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to get an argument from me on that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I recommend for people to do is to have those photo books made, because I've done that a few times. I still have, I'm going to do more of them. So that way, because here's the other thing too, right? Get this, my lovely Dana.
Well, I was going to
maybe I
say,
will.
there are people who aren't into, they don't want to know the history, and that's okay.
Exactly.
But there'll be one that will. You know what I mean? There will be one or two,
Yeah.
there'll be a percentage that will be interested. The interest is like, why do I care about these old people who I never met? And that's okay too.
Right.
You know? So you just give the stuff to the people who are interested.
Yeah. For sure. I got 4 other kids.
Charlie said that she's found pictures of people she had no idea who they are. That's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because I was going through the old black and whites, which, to be honest with you, I scanned last because I had the least interest, because it was before my time, right? I'm like, I was selfish about the whole like archiving my, pictures of my time on Earth. So I'm like, okay, these are all pictures. They're all in color. Like, I seriously separated black and white from the color photos. This is my life. This is their life. And I'm talking like my brothers and sisters, my parents and grandparents, whatever. So I ended up scanning all of them finally. And then my sister had done some ancestry, and I put the two together and I started doing facial recognition matches with a program. And it started filling in the missing piece. Like, who is this woman in this weird ass dress standing in front of this church. I have no idea who this is. This is like before my mom and dad, before my grandparents and grandparents. It ended up being a great grandmother of mine.
See,
Name,
isn't that
birthday.
crazy about technology?
Yeah, because you can tell by the outfits kind of the era, you know, a
Yeah.
hoop skirt, a flapper outfit, that kind of thing. You kind of get an idea of the time, you know, of when the picture was taken, if you don't have a date on it. But yeah.
But I wanted to verify it too, because I thought these things do make mistakes. And I don't want to base an entire, ancestral timeline on a mistake. So it
So
took
is
me
that like an
forever.
app you have or software?
It was an app. I haven't used it because I basically finished the project with photos as far back as our ancestry would allow.
Okay.
I got some weird looking relatives from back in the day. Let me tell you what, the hairstyles. Wow. The men, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway,
Spats. They love spats.
yeah. So, that's one of them. But yeah, so it basically was doing like facial recognition because someone else had filled in. Like we have this mysterious relative. We've never heard of her. She knows all the family history. She had done the original ancestry. We've never met her, never had contact with her. Someone tried to get in contact with her to find out who she is. She is not even in the family tree, but she's done all the work. Kind of
Right.
weird and creepy, but also
People are
a lot
interested.
of the work was done. And I'm like, ooh. And then her photos matched up with my photos because obviously the same picture was made copies of and passed around forever.
Right.
So these photos started lining up and names and stories and dates and the story was being told as all this matchup happened. It was very cool.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice to hear this, the little story, to keep the stories of what these people were, what they went through, how they lived their lives. I find it interesting, but other, do not. And
I figure that's my son's decision.
yes,
What
yes,
he does with all of this.
exactly.
My emphasis is that he keeps it because as a 21-year-old, you see things like, whatever.
Exactly.
But as a 40, 50-year-old, when you want to tell that story and you want to, kids are very visual. So if you
Yes.
can show them a video or a photo, they're more inclined to understand what you're talking about. So,
Right.
just keep it. It's not taking up any space in your home. It's on the cloud right now. We've got backups over backups. And then one day when you want to learn about, show them where you grew up, where you lived, it's going to be there, but it's not taking up space in your house like, boxes and boxes of crap. So that's the convenience of it. That's the cool thing about it is he can decide when.
Yeah. I'm just thinking what's sad is that there are certain people, I think us talking about the photographs is much more interesting than talking about Dory or whatever.
Right?
And
Yeah.
but there are people who would see it the opposite. Like, oh my God, they were interesting, and all of a sudden they became boring.
But yeah, they don't want us to do what we were doing before. Like Miller wants me to
Sorry,
disappear.
I brought it back. I didn't mean to. Yeah,
No, it's fine. But like people want me to disappear and go away. But then when
Why?
I'm gone, they make comments.
Well, they have nothing to
They
talk
really
about.
want
Then
me back.
what else are
I'm
they
back
going to
home.
talk about?
Right.
I mean, some people. There have been people on the internet. And why I don't watch them is they're having the same conversation they had 5 years ago, or they're trying to be edgy, which people did 10 years ago. It was edgy 10 years ago because it was new, and now it's just stupid. But they continue doing this. There's no growth, there's no change, there's no anything, and they just continue with the same old crap. And it's like, okay, you can do that, and I will not participate.
Dolly understands the whole ancient photos part. I assumed she would because she was there for the first Kodak picture. But I mean,
we did. We made my grandmother though sit down. The Italian side had photographs, not much because they were, in those days. Again, I'm a lot old, and they were a lot older.
Dolly, were you in the Garden of Eden?
Exactly, Dolly. I understand
She
this
can't
part.
tell.
We made my grandmother sit down and write on the, now again, before computers, write on the back of these photographs who these people were. Because we
Nice.
went through the same thing of like, you have these pictures, they're old, they're beautiful. We have pictures of this lovely lady sitting, she was in a hoop skirt. So it shows you how old this photograph was and professional. You know, you had to go somewhere to get the picture taken because people didn't have cameras.
Yeah.
Nobody knew who the hell she was. And she was like a great great grandmother. Because it was like, so my mother made my grandmother sit down and write who these people were and generally about what time photograph was taken.
See, Scott brings up two things. So the pictures usually had a date and maybe a name,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like no location. So you're kind of like, what is that? Is that the river that they used to go? I always heard about the river. Is this the river? Is it another river? Or like recipes. My mom would write down the ingredients and the amount,
Oh, forget that.
but not always.
A
But
pinch,
not always.
touch, a this,
A
a
pinch,
that,
a smidge, a bunch of,
some,
vague ass shit that I
a
can't.
little.
Like my mom's
You
hands
know
are
what?
much
You know what
smaller
you
than
don't
mine.
see?
What's
You
that?
don't see. You don't see selfies.
Where?
Well, what do you mean?
But
Back in the day?
back in the day, yeah. I mean, you
Hell
might
no.
see like somebody set up a timer on a camera, but you didn't see the whole selfie thing.
No,
No,
because you had to pay. It was expensive. I mean, the further back you go, the more expensive it was for these. You know, people didn't have a camera, or they didn't have cameras on site. So people, they brought their family and they had one photograph taken
Yes.
to document. In 20 years, I had one to document their lives. I have a photograph of my grandfather when he was a baby. Is like the family, and they're all dressed up, and it was approximately 1895. And they had to go to a professional place and sit down and all, like, and nobody's smiling because you had to wait for the film to develop and all this kind of stuff. And that's the one photograph we have of him as a child. That's it.
I always wonder what Thomas Edison and Ben Franklin, what they all would be thinking about how times have changed.
They'd be thinking what sometimes I think, I don't know how anybody's going to survive all this. I can't do with it. It's I'm
Like,
too
what
old.
have we created?
Exactly. They said
The
it was
downfall of
Aristotle,
right.
Plato. It was Aristotle or Plato who made a comment like, these kids today,
Right?
these kids today don't know what it's like.
I have my daughter. Well, my daughter Aubrey. She has about 8,000 million photographs of herself,
Right.
and it's like, how many different faces of you? Like we don't.
Well, we didn't
Stop.
years ago, you had to buy film, you had to take the pictures, then you had to bring it to be developed and pay for it. Now, I mean,
Yeah.
if I have one photograph of Finbar, I have hundreds of photographs of Finbar because I can take them on my phone. It doesn't cost me anything. Versus my other dogs, I have some photo. Yeah, it's just as technology changed and made it easier.
Yeah, Kathy. One time I went to go pick up film at the drugstore where whatever, the Walgreens. I don't know what y'all have.
Yeah, woman.
And the woman at the counter handed me a card and said, "Yeah, your photos have been confiscated. You need to call this number, detective." Yeah. So, because the woman that was developing my photographs didn't like seeing two naked twins in the pool.
Yeah.
Like one of those little sit pools that you have. It was 90 effing degrees.
You understand the motivation, but yeah.
I mean, but it was.
It was an innocent.
What's that?
You understand that, the motivation in the sense of just generally somebody is, It's good to be concerned about photos of children. However,
Because you could, I guess you could see one of their genitalia through the water.
right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I mean,
Like,
look at-
I'm,
yeah, I know. I mean, look, I mean, years ago, it was David Bowie. David Bowie came out with an album, and he put the Statue of David, which is in the Uffizi Museum, right? The Statue of David. It's a naked young man, and he had to recall the album because people got outraged that a statue that shows a penis was actually going around, and there were people that found it objectionable, and that was in the like 1970s, 80s. So I mean, yeah, people can be Karens. I mean,
it was just it was shocking. It was the last thing that,
you think of, yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, for real? This is for real? And the detective was like, yes, this is very serious. It's like, I'm fucking, okay.
Go to a museum. Go to look at cherubs. What is a cherub, baby? Yeah, I mean, like, okay, yeah, but people,
Yeah, I said, you know what I said? I said, dude, you've got issues. Like, somebody's got issues.
you're trying to understand the pendulum swings. Sometimes to find a medium area, they go from one extreme to the other extreme. They go from not caring to like way overboard. And
Well, I have a sneaky, yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion that either the woman that I dropped him off with, I don't know if I offended her or whatever.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But when I got called in for that, I mean, I immediately flashed back to dropping the film off, and just remembered just this weird vibe with this woman that was, wearing a smock behind the counter.
Right. Yeah. It's like I said.
But this was a long time ago. Yeah,
to look for it, but like let's keep this in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking right. I mean, if you really genuine, bring me in. I don't care.
Yeah, but but then you get, like I said, a Karen that gets a little and has a view of the person who took like I said, probably took her. She didn't like you, so then she's gonna look at the photographs a little closer and bring her own things to it. I'm not saying it's great. It's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous, and I didn't even remotely take it serious. And what did I, you know what I said? I remember saying to the detective, I said, "You telling me that you don't have any naked pictures of your kids?" And he was like, "No, I don't.
I think
I don't have."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow."
I doubt he would know that back then.
Awesome.
What do you mean?
Being a detective, being a cop, most men in detective roles back in that day were far removed from the family and wouldn't be taking the photos in and of
They didn't
itself
take
anyway.
the photos. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was serious. I mean, enough to be sitting in a police station.
Oh, I would have gone ballistic.
I was, but I just thought it was like, I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, go get some fucking, go get some real predator or whatever.
Yeah, go to a museum. Go take a look. What
Yeah.
What? Like, understand the general issue, but there's a hell of a lot more.
Right. And it also depends on who's doing. One time, I ended up getting a call from Department of Health and Human Services. And they wanted to come and visit, and I, didn't know what, they wouldn't tell you anything. I said, so what's the beef? As they came in, and my son's going, is this chicken organic? I was like, awesome. Thank you. Mom, is this chicken organic? She said, a neighbor. I said, so what is the beef here? What's the complaint? That I let one of my twins or one of my kids cry for an hour.
Oh, Karen.
I said, well, I have 5 kids. I said, my twins are 2 years old. I don't know. Maybe I was putting them in for a nap or time out or whatever. Like, she walked around. She was like looking in my fridge, whatever. She left. I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Because people think they're superimposing their own beliefs on somebody. Yeah. but and not even beliefs, they're imaginary standards. So like, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Like, do you know what goes on in this world? And I'm not,
You know what? It's taken time for me. I remember at a time because you never know. Like you see, like my sister, I've got teachers in my family, so I've heard some things for sure.
yeah.
But sometimes you just never know just exactly what the situation is. And to go,
Yeah, very true.
people take 2 inches of information and make a 2 mile long assessment because they're nosy Nellies.
Or yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I was at a mall once, and this woman's walking this child who's screaming, and just he's 3-year-old. And I remember, and it crossed my mind. It shows you how or society. It crossed my mind. It was like, is that woman actually that mother? And I'm like, what am I thinking? But you see so much in the news. I'm like, wait a minute, should I be concerned? Should I do something? Is this?
Kathy, I saw a woman beating her child. Yeah, I saw a woman. Me and a bunch of other people coming out of the supermarket saw a woman cold cocking her toddler, literally punching that kid in the face.
Yeah,
and we all froze. Nobody knew what the fuck to do.
Because it's
So
like,
rude.
what do I do? Do I say something? Do I not? Do I do this? Is it
Right.
flowers? Is it just, or is it just a bad situation that just
Yeah.
individual? A one
Yeah.
there's no excuse to hit a child, but people do. I mean, like I used to volunteer in New York Foundling years and years ago. And it was just, they had kids in the hospital that needed some attention. There was no help. You weren't doing any nursing. It was just kind of playing with them. So they had a little socialization. Because they were there for a cleft palate, or they were preemies, or there was some reason, and they had been abandoned. So the foundling is if you don't know, it's an adoption, or part of it is now, but I was adopted through the New York Foundling. So, volunteered, and they had, and there was a point to this, and I forgot they had this program. Now I wasn't involved in it, but they started a program that for others that just, if you had enough and you needed a couple hours break, you could drop your kids off to be babysat so you could have a break. And I was very young, so I'm thinking, wow, that's weird. I can't understand that. Why would you need a break from, why would you have to have this program? And then as I got, I was very young. And then I go, I was like, I understand that program. It just, and it was a smart program. And I give the people that actually participated and said, I need a break from my kids because they're screaming on my temper. I give them credit that the program was being used, because these people admitted that they just had enough. They needed a couple of hours. That's what it was, a couple of hours. But my naivety when I first heard of it, I'm like, why would anybody need that?
Yeah, I hear that's good. Yeah, I mean, I was really fortunate for a lot of different reasons, just the way that the chips fell. I had a lot of support with 5 kids and 2 preemies and a toddler.
They don't have the support.
Yeah.
They don't have the mom, the aunt, and the neighbor going,
I don't know what. Yeah. We had a college girl that became my nanny. She worked for us in our little bistro. She saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was tough even with her help. But I can't even imagine people out there, even 5 kids, they weren't all little, but I'm just saying, I don't know how people that don't have support, I don't know how they do it.
I'm just saying.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah. And our parents, it was bring all the kids, bring all the family. Everybody sort of took care of everybody in that generation.
Yeah, so you look at it, it's like it's good to be aware, but you just don't know what to do. And it's good that we're aware, because years ago people wouldn't have batted an eye about some kid getting hit. but at the same time, are you superimposing your values? Or is it general? Accept it, and again, like, and you freeze because you're like, what do I do? And or do I do anything?
Yeah, I wasn't a spanker at all, really, ever, except like there's like occasionally once or twice I know with my daughter that I have had trouble with when she was in high school. She ended up with a good old well-deserved slap across the face, but I felt shitty about it and I immediately went and got us into therapy.
Right, right,
And they immediately said, "Well, we have to report you." I said, "Good, please do because I need help."
right.
Could
No,
you
it's,
take my kid for a while and bring her back when she's normal?
we're superimposing our own evolution, our own philosophies on past generations. Is it fair? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mute.
Well, I mean, yeah, let's face it. Sometimes kids need a good smack in the mouth. And maybe if you do it once, they won't do it again.
There are
I
people
got,
that agree with
I
you,
wasn't,
that disagree,
yeah.
but and that's what makes the world go around. I'm like, I'm not superimposing my philosophy or my humanity because we're all humans and we all have points.
Yeah. Well, everything I see online now, I'm gobsmacked at some of the stuff that I see that it's like when someone says, if you're a bad parent, I'm like, compared to what? Like, where's the bar here?
Yeah. I think the struggle to be better, quote unquote, is good. But sometimes the practical realities of people, like you said, imposing their own standards can be a bit much, especially when there are so many other, we only have so much resources, and shouldn't the resources be toward the extremes, that kind of thing, versus some Karen who decides that they want to call because they don't like something, and you're wasting people's time and money, taxpayer money, because you didn't like something. Like these people who call CPS because something they don't like on the internet. I mean, are you kidding? Like these people,
Yeah.
these social workers, these taxpayer money. And I'm sorry we got into this topic, but there's only so much resources we as a society has allocated, and you're using those resources because you don't like something. I don't think so. I mean, it's been the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. If there's a legitimate concern, okay. If there's because you don't like it, I think you should go to jail. But that's me. And that's
I wanted to write a book called The Zen and the Art of Imperfect Parenting.
Exactly. We're all imperfect. We all
right.
We're all, as I'm sitting here with a dog who's barking his brains out because he's not happy that I'm talking. Well, that's too tough. I mean, and there are people like, oh my God, the dog is barking. Why don't you get off panel on this? Because he's a control freak. And he's only barking because I'm talking. And as soon as if I mute, he stops barking.
Right. Of course. I never tried to be a perfect parent. It was never a goal. I never, I don't know if people actually think like that, like I'm a perfect parent, or maybe they don't. Maybe that's a weird thing to think anyway. But, I was just doing the best I could every day.
Yep.
Made a lot of mistakes for sure. I mean, I'd give myself a straight across the board C, maybe a C plus. Maybe an A some days, and maybe I've failed some days for sure. There's no doubt that there are certain people, like being recovering alcoholic, and nobody's can guilt me any worse than I can guilt myself for sure.
Yeah.
But I know at the beginning and the ending of the day, I did the best that I could.
And that's really all we can ask for. And I think changes. I have to go and take him out.
Okay.
So I'll be listening. I'll come back and listen. You went far field.
Yay! It's always good to talk to you.
I'm sorry, but He's worn me down. He kept barking.
They do that.
I can't stand it anymore. Let me go.
Yeah,
They do that all
Charlie.
the time.
Demanding. Oh, all right. I'll
Oh,
talk to you.
3 days is enough.
I had a good time talking to you, Black Eagle. Thank you, Jack.
Yes, always.
No problem.
For
Have a good
sure.
one.
Zest. Oh, zest. Oh my God.
Tastes the best.
Yeah, that strips your. Yeah. Anyway, are you a perfect parent?
I tell you what, here's how I think about it. Mentally, I'm a better parent now when I'm looking back at like the things I always, for a long time, my thing was I'm in the moment, I'm doing the best I can. And that's all you can ask any parent, to do the best they can to keep the welfare of the child foremost in their minds, right? Now, as I look back, I think about the things that I didn't do. And sometimes I feel bad, like we didn't do everything, but then I realize that's not attainable. And I focus on what I did do, the times we did spend together, the sacrifices that were made for his betterment. Um, being present, not always being the best or being perfect, but being present was important.
Can you imagine? Well, could you? One of the things that blows my mind right now are the tsunami of channels out there that are about estranged parents of kids who have cut contact with them. That's a thing. That's like a huge thing. I'm going through it with my daughter, not because she's pissed off at me, because she's a drug addict. And so there's that, but still, it doesn't feel, sometimes it feels shitty, feels personal. But anyway, I can't even go to those pages anymore because it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's a thing. It's a thing nowadays. And I think part of it, to be honest with you, is because this generation of parents right now, we can't afford to enable our children the way that our parents enabled us. We don't have the money. We don't have the time. And yeah, I don't know if it's in sync with the economy or all of that stuff, but yeah, it's like, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that, parents aren't cushioning and sort of like, gently pushing their kids out into the unit. It's like, get your shit together, because guess what? $1,100 for a 1-bedroom studio apartment in Maine. What's that tell you? You better go figure out how to make some money,
Yep.
honey. Because I don't have a room for you, and I certainly don't have a room for you and your kids and your kids' kids. You know what I mean? Times are just so different.
No, here in continental, United States, generational living is not a thing. Like in Hawaii and Japan and other places, it is a thing.
Yeah.
So houses
Yeah.
are generationally built, to sustain many people. So you have the
Right.
grandparents, you have the parents, you have the
It's
children.
automatic. You're going to take
Yeah.
care of your parents who took care of you.
But society is built from the ground up in that way of thinking. To do it here with what we pay for rent and the small sizes of homes sometimes and apartments or what, you can't do that here. So everyone does have to fend for themselves at a certain age, be like, okay, you're this old, time to get a job, time to pay bills, time to get your own place. And
Yeah.
in that, it's not enabling. The word enabling bothers me because I know that some parents do enable their children
Yeah.
in excess. Like you enable your children with skills and critical thinking and being able to, choose what they want to do with their life and use their brain. That kind of enabling is great. But if you pay for everything up until a certain age, like 30, and they're still living in your basement, and you're like, okay, um, now you gotta get out. You've created the monster you're about to unleash.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays I'll say that I've sort of changed my feelings on that just because, people are out there working. They're, doing what they can do to get by and they just can't afford it. They can't
Yeah.
afford to pay their rent and buy groceries. And, you know, I haven't had a brand new car. I can't even remember how long. I've only had two in my entire life. So whatever. But I'm looking at just these low grade, like Ford Taurus, bottom of the bear, whatever, just your average low stripped down car payments, 500 a month.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I can't even afford a Toyota Corolla. I got a RAV, but whatever. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Right. And eventually that's the elite. When I call the elite, I'm talking like everybody, in that certain 1% wanting things to be very, you don't own anything. Like owning things is not going to be the future. You're not going to own your own car. You're going to call a car and take you to where you need to go, and that car is going to go and take 30 other people somewhere. You know,
God,
uh,
hope I'm gone before
ownership
then.
of what we call the luxury. Like a car is a luxury, right? It's important. It's necessary for a lot of people just because no one works by the river anymore, and they don't live by the river. Back when everything was on the river,
Oh,
you lived near work, you didn't need a car. But now that our cities and states are so big, we've got to travel, 30 minutes to an hour to work sometimes. A car is a necessity, but they're going to start phasing out car ownership as being a popular thing. That's where they're going with the cars.
well, I'm going to just pray and hope that I have a spacious place to live under a nice bridge somewhere with a good view.
Well, I know you're somewhat kidding and you're somewhat not, but you should go to the county engineer's office and they will give you the specs for the bridges, the clearance area underneath, and they'll like give you
Wow.
inspection reports so you know that it's a stable bridge.
My house is, that's one thing in my life that I've done correctly is I've secured myself a place to live in a beautiful place. And it gets rough for sure. I don't think too many people would ever, it's nice to come and see, but to live here is a whole different it's a whole different thing. But I'm fortunate and yeah. But anyway, but yeah, no. I can't imagine. And the other thing, like I said, I can't imagine. I don't know how I I don't know how we did it. I really don't. Because my kids are all in sports. And yeah, I don't know. My daughter's doing it. Maybe it's just a different world now
You
that I
know,
don't.
well, back then you had the incentive. You wanted your children to do things. There was incentive, there's push, there's motivation, there's nudges towards making their life better and, filled with excitement and filled with fun and things they wanted to do. You find a way. If it's for yourself, we kind of sabotage ourselves a little bit. Like, I'm not, especially if you're not a selfish person, you kind of like, yeah, I'd rather it go to this person or I'd rather someone else, benefit. A lot of people won't secure their own future. They're very good at securing other people's future.
Yeah, well, my kids I'm grateful all my kids had rich grandparents and left them a lot of money. So they won't have, I'll be the one live, I'll be the one, you know, at the soup kitchen. They will not if they're smart. And luckily everything is secured so they can't piss it away, but I don't know if they realize how lucky they are. But anyway, they are fortunate and um Yeah, that makes me feel good.
Now, I didn't come up with this. Charlie in the chat did. She wants to also let you know there's caves as well.
Oh.
So don't leave out that housing option in your future.
I see
Uh,
myself TPing it, if anything, although I've never been out west. So I think that's the only place you can live in a teepee year round, right?
Well, I think we call it an inverted tent now. I think TP is another racial slur,
A
term you can only
yurt.
find on.
A yurt,
You can yurt it.
perhaps.
Sure, you can yurt it. They yurt it out
Well,
down
you
in southern
know that I
Ohio.
built a yurt. You know that I did.
Well, we heard that you built a yurt. One, we didn't see any photos.
Well,
And when I called the facility to ask if a yurt had been built, they're like, "Sir, we have no history of a yurt being
it's
built on this
still
land."
there. Hey, I'm going in. I think I'm going in August. For a
How long are you
big,
going to be there for real this
just
time?
a
Let's not be
weekend. Just a weekend.
2 days, 3
It's the,
days. Arrive Friday,
it's
leave
called.
Sunday.
I was gonna tell you. It's
I need
called
the information now.
the Elders Gathering,
Is there
and
going to be
people come
abuse
from
there?
all over the world, for this weekend event, and it's right down the road from the nunnery. So it'll all be. I'm looking forward to it. The only
Now,
thing that'll stop me is if there's somebody can't do my job, and if that means somebody will have to die, or because I'm going otherwise.
well, tell them now. Let them know.
Hey Jim, I've got this spiritual retreat that I need time off for in August. What, you don't value my life?
I want to better myself, Jim. Come on.
You should go check out the video. That's as much interaction that I've had with him like in 3 months. He's not a talker.
The one where he's loading the truck up and you're just
Yep.
standing there doing nothing.
I'm like more than doing nothing. I'm so far out of the way, it's not even funny. Yeah, he's not a talker. I don't think he would understand me asking for time off for spiritual retreat.
Maybe he should go with.
Maybe he'll pay for it.
Now, you said this is an elder retreat.
Yes.
Will there be abuse there?
Elders abuse?
Yeah. It's a term that your friend Dory used a couple times.
Oh,
If there is, you must report it. I have a number for you
I
to call.
will. Okay.
To 1-800.
Now it's such a beautiful place. It's a place called I think it's Mount Abram. It just it's weird. Like I almost doxed the other day. I had a photograph up and then all of a sudden I looked and so I was like, yeah, I got to stop taking pictures down here because I don't want to accident. Not that I'd like to think nobody's going to give a shit enough to do something with a stupid little number they find on my page, but I realized
Mount
that
Abram
wasn't.
Ski Area and Bike Park in Greenwood,
Nope.
Maine.
Nope. Bristol, Vermont. Mount St. Abrams. I forget the name of it. Or how about try Lincoln, Vermont? Lincoln, Vermont. Mount
Abraham.
Abraham.
Long Trail, Vermont.
Yep. Oh my God, it's so beautiful there.
Elevation 4,013 feet peak.
And everybody is so nice. So all
look,
you
there's the
crabby
yurt.
asses.
Huh.
Now go down to the all right, while you're there, Mr. Fine Stuff.
Sugar Bush Resort.
Inch high, private eye. See if you can find photographs of the nunnery. Just write Buddhist nunnery. Lincoln, Vermont.
The
It-
Vara
it's gonna-
Dakini Nunnery,
Yep,
the
that's
first Tibetan
it.
Buddhist nunnery in North America. Located at the foothills of Mount Abraham in Lincoln, Vermont. It operates as a center for the Drekking Kaigu lineage.
Hey, take back all those things. You thought I was making it up.
No, I looked at it when you were talking about it.
Oh,
It's much different from the retreat that I went to many years ago. So I was trying to see what was similar and different.
yeah, it's a fluke that I found that place for reals. But I'm really glad that I did. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I would be happy if there was ever a place that I couldn't live here by the water. I would want to live there. And I could probably afford to live there better than here. But anyway,
Now they do have online morning meditations.
I know. I never go to them.
Oh, you can ask someone a question. Who is building yurts on your property? Okay.
That
That is the
probably
thing,
won't
though.
fit it.
Yeah, they
Go
won't
ahead.
tell me.
I doubt it. No,
I
but
tried
the Buddhist nun that that I've gotten to know over the years, she actually moved to Maine, and she does a weekly I don't know what you want to call it. She goes live every Sunday and reads from the I don't know what the hell. I don't know what it's called, but she does it and it's great. And she's literally 40 minutes from me if I ever wanted to go and see her. I just don't.
I just don't.
But
Okay, I gotta
anyway.
ask Charlie a question. This camping, you need amenities. So it's not a tent. Do we just call this a hotel? Do we call this a resort? Do we call this RV? Like, what kind of camping is this? Glamping?
Spill it. Why don't you come up, Charlie?
And then you can come up after your camping trip and tell us how much fun you had. She needs amenities. Yes, I'd love to go camping.
Everybody's
What are the
on
amenities?
vacation. Phil and Laura are on vacation.
Are they?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I'm jelly. Now you do.
No one tells me anything.
So they're not avoiding you if they're not around.
I think they are. I'm building up
They're
drama.
dry. He was in here earlier. What are you talking about? Or she was.
Yeah, she was. He's not. He's not talking to me anymore. So.
He could have been driving.
Well, that's a problem. No. Okay. The RV for horse shows, so it's deductible. Ah. Okay. So camping is just another way for Charlie to say she's sleeping not at home. Gotcha.
Yeah, and Mommy Mars, you wouldn't even want, you know what? Here's the funny thing about Vermont. Like all of the little towns surrounding the mountains, they're all like little shitholes. It's the rural areas that are beautiful. But it's a weird thing. There's a place called Rutland, Vermont. I mean, I've gotten to know it just because I used to deliver there weekly. But a place called Rutland, Vermont. That's the highest number, or it was at one point. Don't quote me, anybody, of heroin addiction in Vermont. Wow. Yeah.
It's probably not something they put on their welcome sign, but
no, but I mean, I guess there is a very high I don't know why. I'll have to look into that. And maybe that was something I read a while ago, but yeah. But you do see it. You're driving in God's country, and then all of a sudden you take a right turn or a wrong turn, and you're in the middle of like, feels like Kensington, PA, pretty much. But then, for real, you're driving along. There was one time when I was driving around and I was getting lost and I was getting frustrated. And I pulled over to like regroup and swear and all that good stuff, smoke and do everything I couldn't do in the truck. Anyway, this couple came and were like, "Are you lost?" I said, "How could you tell?" They're like, "Well, you kind of been driving around here for a while." They took me in, gave me a cup of tea, coffee, whatever. Got me on my way, asked me if, let me use the bathroom. So that people there are very, very, I highly recommend anybody that has ever considered wanting to go to someplace really beautiful. Vermont is a sure bet. But one of the things that sucks about it,
What's up?
the mountains, every winter, every spring, the mountains melt and it erodes the roads. So it's constant road repair from spring all the way through till fall. Every year. Unless you're on a highway, but even on the highway, I love Vermont. So, Scout, Scout knows.
Charlie got an RV, so she can go anywhere.
Coolio.
Yeah. No tents for her. This camping girl is glamping girl. That's gonna be her new nickname.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember Jackass? Obviously, I'm sure you do.
Which one?
Okay. You remember Bam Margera? Bam from Jackass. And
I didn't really
all
watch
that.
that. I didn't really watch
Wait, but you
any
know
of that.
who he is. Okay, well, anyway.
I've heard of the name, yeah.
You know who Bam Margera is.
Okay,
Stop it.
okay, Phil. Look, when someone says, "Do you know this person?" They say, "Who?" And you're like, "No." And then you're like, "But you know who they are." No, I don't know. I've heard the
Okay.
name, but I don't know them. And then you're like, "Yes, you know." No, I don't.
Okay. You're the only person in the entire planet that doesn't know Bam Margera. Anyway.
I doubt that.
Yeah, you're right. Don't tell anybody I said that. But he goes live daily, hourly, all day, every day, begging for money. And he was on Dr. Phil. They tried to do an intervention on him, on Dr. Phil. But yeah, had it all. See, doesn't discriminate. Addiction does not discriminate. If you see a picture of Bam, you might recognize. Oh, whatever.
Nope. I looked at him, don't recognize him, has a skateboard over his head. Don't know. Nope. I've never seen this man.
Not everybody was a Jackass fan or whatever. The one, remember
here we go.
Dunn, the guy Dunn that was killed. He was one of that crew.
No.
That was sad.
The same crew. I would know. I don't know any of them. I just.
You don't know Johnny Knoxville? Do you know Johnny Knoxville?
I know him, but not from that. Yeah, I do know Johnny Knoxville.
Well, it is that. That's it.
No, he was actually Men in Black.
Yeah, after he was in Jackass. Anyway, who cares?
I'm
you saying. Don't know. And all I'm saying is that That's what he does now. He goes live every day from his car and begs for money. Sad. He's an alcohol. The whole streaming the shithole of your life thing. It's a slippery slope. I've seen some weird shit. Oh my god.
I'm sure you have. I'm just saying. I only know that from certain things. Johnny Knoxville's the only name that sounded familiar to me.
Yeah. Well, you probably
back then.
knew.
I was still outside playing.
What's that?
I was still outside playing back then.
Oh no, you were not.
In 2001.
Is that when? Okay, maybe that's when his career started. I don't know. Do you remember did you ever see the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia? With
You mean the
Jesco?
signs? No, I didn't watch any of
Jesco White? No? Okay. Well, if you know, you know.
it. Yeah, it looks like he started in 2000. Johnny.
Yeah. Robert Dunn, unfortunately. I liked him.
Hi, Purdy girl.
Hey, Purdy.
Yeah, see, Kathy doesn't. See, I'm in good company.
Yeah. I
We
bet
were
Dolly would
outside
know.
playing Black Eagle.
I didn't didn't find it until I was in my 40s. So I think I don't know what you're thinking of, but we're obviously talking about completely different things for sure.
No, Johnny Knoxville.
I know, yeah, I
Jackass started back in
understand.
2000.
Right, but I was talking about the whole Bam Margera connection.
Oh yeah, I didn't know him. I didn't recognize him either.
All right, well, if you know, you know. If you don't, you
I
don't.
tried. I try to know people, but then
Hey, it's not that deep there.
it could be.
Yo-yo. Bobo.
If you were more deeper with your thoughts, people would understand you more. But you just dismiss us all like we're just dummies.
I've got to start watching that channel, Deep Thoughts by something handy.
Jack Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to have deep thoughts once.
Yeah. Well,
I still do. I just don't publicize them.
yeah.
Like in the back of my head, like I'm processing Charlie's little glamping vacation, and I'm trying to understand how many bags she packs to go into the RV to go glamping. At the same time, I'm wondering why didn't I like Jackass? Because it was just that type of humor that I'm not really into.
Yeah.
So I probably never just watched it. I'll probably get a ding in the social credit score for not watching Jackass. That's okay.
Well, enough people liked them. They made them all, pretty popular, but like everything else, it has a life cycle and it's done. And now
Dolly, whoever told you that's an idiot.
everybody's doing it.
Don't believe that. Don't believe anyone that tells you things like that, Dolly. You're not.
Name names. Don't say Dory.
Yeah, Scout.
That
Also,
one.
what kind of food? Just remember, like when most people say things about me, I just laugh at it because I know it's not true. But I laugh at their creativity because they're wasting such precious brain cells on making up shit about me. And they're thinking about me, which means they're really, really are liking me and they love me. So
Yeah.
I can't help who loves me, Blackie. I can only help who I love.
Well, you are here to provide. You're here to help.
Something.
Help people.
I'm not as much
reach out
helping
and touch.
anymore.
Well, you're a connector. With that.
I have cut back. Well, I try to be. I try to get people to come up on the same panel and talk, but people don't have that in them. So I can't fight.
Not
I can't
everybody.
fight nature. Can't fight nature.
I would much prefer to do this than sit and chit chat back and forth from chat and you're up there. If we're both in chat, that's different. But after like 4 or 5 exchanges with you up here, I'm like, I'm going. Because I want to make sure that my inflections and my diction, everything comes across just the way I want it. So that
Yeah,
if
you
I have
can't
to
do that in type.
no, if I have to make apologies later, I can have something to reference. I haven't
Yeah, I
had to
always.
lately.
Well, I know, but I'm still waiting for that one day where you come in here and say something awfully awkward about me or to me, and then later in the afternoon we get the, hey everybody, old Black Eagle here doing my little vlog. I just wanted to say, Mr. Black,
What?
Jeff, I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My,
that'll happen. Hold your breath. Why don't
I
you
might get my
start holding your
toothbrush
breath?
fixed.
Hold your breath and starting now. I know nothing off the wall ever happens around here. Thank God I've got you to keep me in check. Because my personality changes so often. It's almost like the tide. The little old ebb and flow of little old Black Eagle. I don't even know what time it is. Not that it matters, because I don't have anywhere to be. But I should probably try to pretend like I'm going to go do something. What do you got on your agenda for the day?
Sorry, I was holding my breath. Uh, We'll do some lunch. I you told me to hold my breath. So it's very hard to
I
talk
said,
without.
don't. I said, don't hold your breath.
Oh, I missed that part. I gotta get some lunch. Then I've got to make out a couple lists. Then I got to plan dinner, and then
How
rest of the day's free.
hot is it there?
Right now, it is. Let's see. It is. Well, we can take our pick of 81
Yeah.
or 83 or 82.
Huh.
It's somewhere in the low 80s,
Yeah. I'll take
and
that.
the humidity's going away. So I did open the windows up early this morning. Yeah, I've got another week or so off. I got exactly 6 days left. So I'm running out of projects. So it's basically just relaxation and re-energizing till Christmas season. So
I'm going out to get myself more redneck air conditioning. I was gifted 2 large panels of bamboo shades from my porch. And I have 1 section left, and I'm going to go treat myself to that. And once I pick them out, they're really good, this company. They just come down and zip, 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 like they've done it a million times before.
nice.
Yeah. Why not? I won't have sushi for a month or 2 or whatever, but I'm worth it.
That's made me.
And
Oh wait.
I can't afford air conditioning, like real air conditioning. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm glad to give ours a break because it was running pretty steadily last week with 100-degree feel like temperatures and
Yeah.
all that shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, any chance we can do it? I kept like opening the windows and like breathing in humidity. I'm like, nah, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 3 this morning, I'm like, yes, we can.
Yeah. I do it for my pooch, but they tell me I'm too like I don't know. Like, I'm all like freaky about that. Like, I shouldn't be, that animals have their own way of, oh, Bam Margera's live. Sorry. The dogs can regulate their body temperature better than we can. And even though they seem miserable, they're making sure that they're not overheating. So,
Well, the thing is, and that you do have to be careful because certain pets get used to it. Like if they're used to air conditioning and cool things, being in the heat, a little heat is dangerous for them. But
yeah.
when we see a dog panting, we automatically think they're suffering. Because if we were panting, that would be we stopped sweating a long time ago, and now we're just trying to cool off however we can. A little bit of panting's okay. They have water, but
Yeah.
we see it as like we're torturing them per se, and that's not
Yeah.
always the case.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, for Jack, that means he's got to be in a crate. And because I just can't leave him unattended in a room. So yeah. Anyway, whatever. He's fine. But yeah. Before you know it, that's just it. Everything everything just comes and goes so fast here. Like one minute it's hot and everyone's, blah blah blah, and it's summertime, and before you know it, you know, we're going to the pumpkin patch. Whatever.
Well, and if
Mhm.
Wingstar was here, I would let her know that when July 5th hit, and I was like getting some stuff out of the fridge to make another meal, I did hear the distinct far off sound of Mariah Carey defrosting. So Christmas is coming sooner than we think. After
Mariah
July
Carey
4th,
frosting, like cake frosting.
no, she's defrosting. Like they put her in ice after Christmas, and because she only sings that one song, "All I Want for Christmas Is You." But after July 4th, there's nothing really going on until like the holidays, right? They start thawing her out about July 5th, so that by the time Thanksgiving comes around, she's all ready to go.
Well, there you go.
It's a true story.
Yes. I'm trying to decide whether we've given our renters an evening on the schooner in the area. It's really hard to get tickets this time of year, and somebody gave them up. So it's actually an opportunity for me to go out on the schooner, but I don't know if I will. But it's, all I need is like my sister or somebody to be like, come on, you're going, and I'll go. But boating and all of that, it's a lot. It's probably like people who go camping. Is you got to pack up, you got to, it's not as simple as just jumping on a boat.
No, not if you're doing a trip.
3
to
hours,
Georgia.
right? Yeah, they do like a sunset cruise. It's really nice. For sure.
Yeah, I've been invited out to go boating with friends, and I'm like, well, what do I need to bring? No, just show up, just drive, show up. That's nice because you don't have to plan anything. But if you're doing like an overnight party boat type thing, it's like, yeah, you might need a few
Yeah.
things. I haven't done that in a while though.
Yeah, we had some big excitement down here. They thought that somebody had gone overboard, but because there was like a kayak that was up on the side of this mini island, and I forget what it ended up being. Someone picked him up, or he didn't feel well, or whatever. But they really thought they were looking. It's like I guess you'd think. I mean, I don't know if I would, and I don't know what the time frame was in between somebody going to pick him up, and why couldn't you bring, I don't know. It seemed a little weird, but for a while there, they thought they were looking for a body.
Ew.
Yeah. There were divers, but there were only like 3 or 4. So I don't know. I mean, it was pretty obvious that maybe there wasn't anything nefarious going on, but I guess whatever. I guess when you get the call, if you're on, like, I don't know, EMS or whatever, or something like that on the water, the Coast Guard or whatever. That was our big excitement for the week. No
Okay, I'm gonna
major.
gross.
What's that?
Go ahead, finish up. I was gonna say something. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna. Usually around the 4th, there's lots of drunken drama on the 4th. But
Really?
yeah, I
Kind
know,
of safe you
shocker,
run
right?
over there. That
I
never
know.
happens here.
People on boats and booze.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Trust me.
Shocker.
All right, so I'm gonna gross you all out, and I'm gonna leave. We're gonna end this, but I'm gonna do it on a gross you out mentality. Has anyone ever seen them drag a body out of the water that's been there for a while? It's the most horrific thing you'll ever see.
Is that a rhetorical question?
It could be. I mean, you don't have to answer it. You could just think about it. But if anyone's ever seen that, I got to see it. I was at the ripe young age of 13 years old, so I did not know what they were doing over there. I knew there was a lot of police. I thought they were doing drills because I never thought that someone would drown or they'd recover a body while we were fishing. Yeah, it's a thing. Hmm.
Oh, that's horrible
It
and very
is.
sad. It's sad.
It was.
Hey, have a good time camping, darling. Good chatting with y'all. Dolly, always good to see you. I've posted a few songs for you. You don't have to listen to all that I've posted. I'd like to think I maybe said, "Hey Dolly, check this one out," maybe once or twice in the last 24 hours. Dolly's my musical soulmate for
Your
sure.
Harry
No
Chapin, your
doubt.
Harry Chapin soulmate. Yeah.
More than Harry Chapin. Harry's just the tip of the iceberg. She's just got good taste. What can I say?
Did she know Bam though?
I wouldn't be surprised. I certainly wouldn't count Dolly out on anything
Sure.
ever, ever. Speaking of awesome, no pebbles
I am.
this morning.
She's not an early bird.
Oh,
She does all of her running during the day and then she comes in exhausted. She'll be mad that I went live today, but the evenings are just so like unpredictable time wise with everyone coming home different times and trying to get a dinner and the good old family
people are
time.
looking for. Hey, just relax. People are looking for you to go live. So if you go live later, we're not going to judge. We're actually going to be like, oh, phew, thank God. Jeff's live.
I think many people will judge, and I don't care. But damn it,
No. I don't often try to speak for the class, but
good. No group think
I'm
here. Good.
I'm going to tell you, no, people, if you go live later, people are going to be like, oh, good. And y'all best be saying that when you go into his chat tonight.
Yeah, because if I don't hear it, I'm gonna go on a rampage. I'm gonna go flying off.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's been a good one for you and me. I think we came and we're leaving on, I think we're good. We good? Yeah.
Oh, audio problems. What? I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding.
I gotta go. Bye, my dog.
Okay, bye. Her dog just took a crap on her floor. Ladies and gentlemen, the dog took a ding dong dong ding bing drop right on her floor. And that's the Jeff on the internet effect. Y'all be good. Remember, just remember.
I'm just saying.
And shut the fuck up. Damn.
Hey y'all, little old Black Eagle here.